What is up, everyone? Hope you were doing well. Happy Thursday. The week is almost over, thank God. And yeah, we're almost there. And welcome to the Thursday night rundown where we have a lot to catch up on. There's been so much stuff going on, but hope you've had a good week. Hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while. Haven't had a lot of videos out and everything, but there's a lot to catch up on, especially as always, our lovely Star Wars news and everything going on there. It's going to be a fun night. I got a special guest coming on later in the evening. Justin is lost. He'll be joining me later on once we get into the Star Wars discussion, because that is the main event, the main topic, because so much is going on with Star Wars right now. It's so sad. It's funny, and I feel bad for people that have still hung on and looking forward to Star Wars and hoping that it gets better. But yeah, we got a lot of other things to talk about too. Super Mario movie. We're going to touch on that and how successful that thing has gone, and what's to come out of the new Mario universe that they're going to be creating. And then all the news coming out of HBO Max, the rebranding, which is hilarious, and then all the shows coming out of that. So I did see a couple people in the chat from earlier, so I want to say hey to them. Vader Fanatic, my friend, hope you're doing well. Yes, the boys are back. Like I said, Justin will be here shortly. By the time I ramble on about all the other news, he should be jumping in, and then we can get into all the fun Star Wars news. Because like I said, there's a lot to cover when it comes to Star Wars. They just had Star Wars Celebration. I heard that was an absolute atrocity. All the stuff coming out about acolytes, the Mando show that I'm hearing and seeing clips about, because I've checked out. Man, it is so bad. Night Ronan, he was here earlier. Hope you're doing well. Channel member, my friend, says, have a great stream. Taking my lady to see Return of the King tonight. I will catch up. Yes, I thought about that after the fact. I already set this up because I always stream on Thursday nights, and I saw that Return of the King is out in theaters again for, I forgot what the anniversary is, and I wanted to see it. I was like, no, that sucks, but it is what it is. I don't blame you. I would not stay home to watch this and over Return of the King in theaters. So I don't blame you at all, my friend. If you're watching this later on, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys had a great time. Bobby's also here, said, can't make it tonight, but have a good stream. Hey, thank you for stopping in, my friend. Like I said, I know life gets busy and whatnot, especially with the summer months coming, starting to get warmer out. People got things going on. So, hey, no problem at all. I will see you on the Sunday stream, Sunday afternoon. So hope you're doing well, and thanks for at least stopping by. What's up, Scott, my friend? Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I'm glad you're able to stop by. And like I said, the first thing, we're going to hop into it. The first thing I want to talk about is Super Mario movie. Man, I don't know if you guys got to see it or if you've watched it or not. I did a review on it. Hopefully you guys have went and seen it yet, because especially if you're a Nintendo fan, it was a blast. It was so much fun, and it is absolutely destroying at the box office. It is done insane numbers, and I just want to pull this up because I think this is so important, and it just shows you that when you put out good things, when you put out really good movies, people are going to go and watch it. So let me try to find this here. Let's see, this from Deadline. There it is. Couldn't see it at first. What's up, Sensei Mike? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you stop by. But yeah, first thing we're going to be talking about is, like I said, the Super Mario movie is just killing it. Made history at the box office for an animated film. 378 million global start. That's insane to me. That is absolutely nuts. But it didn't surprise me at all. I think this movie is just going to keep being an absolute monster at the box office. I don't think it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. And look, this is what we've talked about for a very long time. This was just a fun movie, especially, like I said, if you're a Nintendo fan. Obviously, this is geared towards children, but hang on, sorry. Hope you're not hearing that. That was another thing that I have up, so hopefully you guys don't have to hear that. But yeah, this movie was just so much fun. It was a blast. If you're a Nintendo fan, you you probably noticed all the Easter eggs, the nostalgia. It was great. It was just a fun time. There was no, I did see some people saying like this movie was woke about, like, I think it was Tim Pool, who's an idiot. Sorry. Like, I don't mind some of his stuff, but that was a really stupid take for him to say that this movie was woke in any way, shape, or form. Uh, Absolutely insane. That's just a very, very bad take, and I don't know what he's talking about. The movie's not, Princess Peach was not overly like a overpowered female. They did it perfect. It was great. It was a fun movie. Everything about it was just, again, you go to the experience for this, to the cinemas for this kind of stuff. You just go in, you have a blast, you're laughing out loud, you're enjoying things from your childhood. Like I said, even if you're not a Nintendo fan, you'll still be able to enjoy this movie. You won't be able to appreciate it as much, I don't think, but it's still fun. It's just a fun animated movie, especially, like I said, if you have younger kids or even teens, they're going to enjoy it. So I am not surprised by this number. And I think, if anything, this just completely is going to blow up. And now you're going to have a Nintendo universe for sure. What's up? Your boy Mirage, hope you're doing well. Says, what's up, everyone? Just watering my plants before bed. Well, I'm glad you're able to stop in for a little bit. Like I said, I know I'm going later than normal. And that's because, like I said, Justin is going to be on from Justin is Lost. He'll be jumping on here shortly. He's a little bit behind me in time zones, so I wanted to push it out a little bit. So for those who can't make it, I understand if it's a little bit late. But yeah, we'll be talking about Star Wars stuff later. But yeah, again, I love this movie. Had a blast with it. This is definitely one that I'll probably physical media own, just because I think it's a great movie. It was fun. It's not the best movie in the world, right? But it's what we miss from going to the theaters. There was no messaging. There was no nonsense in it. It was just a fun story that you can go have a blast, walk out of the theaters, and it wasn't overly long. It wasn't drawn out or anything. And I liked it. I heard what's her name? One of those reviewers, the one with the real annoying voice. I can't remember her name. But she apparently hated it. A lot of actual critics or whatever hated this movie. And I guess maybe because it didn't have any type of messaging whatsoever. I can't really understand the process, but it was just fun. It was enjoyable. So if you are here in the chat and you saw it, let me know in the comments what you thought. Because I do, like I said, I am interested to see what us average normal people think, not what paid for shills think. And this has got to have Disney sweating. It has to, because again, Pixar is usually leading the way when it comes to animation, and Illumination has just blown it out of the water, man. Especially with this movie, like I said, there has to be follow-ups to it. There's going to be, I think somebody said, like a Kirby movie maybe going forward. There were 2 end cut scenes. I'm not going to spoil anything. So do I think those 2 end cutscenes are going to lead to a sequel? No, but I think that number that you're looking at right there, $378 million, is going to lead to sequels because, at the end of the day, they kept saying everything's streaming. No, they need the theaters, and people will go and spend the money on good movies. This type of movie, Top Gun Maverick, movies like that prove that when you put out good movies, when you put out things that are not stupid, that it's no messaging, no nothing, it's just telling a good story, people are going to watch it. People want to see it, and it's there for the taking if they decide and choose to do so. So I'm all about it. I'm glad that this is the case. What's up, Vader Fanatic? Hope you're doing well, brother. Like I said, I think I mentioned I saw your message earlier. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, so I'm glad you are here. Soul Assassin, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. I mean, Metroid of Star Fox movie would be dope too. Oh yeah, absolutely. Or a Star Fox movie. And like I said, if you watch the movie and you saw, there's a lot of Easter eggs throughout that movie. What was it? The pizzeria that he was in was like what? Punch Out Pizza in the Mario movie. Again, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but there were so many Easter eggs throughout it. And like I said, they could do so many Nintendo little movies like that people, I think, would enjoy for sure. I mean, they could kill it. And I think they realize that there is an audience for this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff that we want. not exactly, but if you understand where I'm going at with like things like Star Wars, right? We just want good stories. We just want nostalgia and honor what came before it and just give us good stories. No messaging, no nonsense. Just stay true to source material and do what you got to do. But the other, I feel like eventually these other companies are starting to learn, you would think. And then we hear the stuff that came out at Star Wars Celebration. You're like, they're not learning anything. So I don't know, but I'm excited about this movie. It was a blast. It was fun to see. And I hope that it continues to do well. I don't think it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. Like I said, if anything, it's going to be making more money, and hopefully we have good quality content following up with this. I don't want just, wasted sequels or cash grab kind of stuff. Like, as long as they have a good story to tell, because they can introduce Wario, you could have a Yoshi movie, do all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's worth talking about, like I said, just because the box office has not been very good for a lot of movies besides like Avatar, right? And then I heard that really wasn't very I hate the word anymore, but to say woke, I guess that's the only thing. Movies like that just tell a good story, they're successful. And you'd think that they would learn by now, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But the next topic it has a lot of information about is the new HBO Max rebranding, and then all the slate of information that came out with it. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is like the actual rebranding of it itself. So I'm going to pull this up really quick. Let me show this here. So give me 2 seconds because I forgot to do something. Copy. And okay. All right. So for them to change the rebrand from HBO Max to just Max, I think was the biggest mistake. I don't think that was very smart at all. This right here, just Max, is extremely silly. Like, HBO has a brand, okay? And I understand what I've been reading up and looking into, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or if you heard something different. But Zaslav said that they wanted to drop the HBO part because HBO is known for like its adult content, and with Max, they're really trying to gear towards a younger audience with like animated shows and things of that nature. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I think you could still keep the HBO branding, and as you push like these other kid shows that they're coming out with, you would still be able to grasp both. That's my opinion. From what I've seen, a lot of people agree with me, but I don't think HBO is the way. They could have just went maybe Warner Brothers. They could have done anything else, WB, whatever. But just to call this Max is the dumbest thing in the world. And I saw a bunch of other people. I'm not going to claim this was my thought, but other people saying like, have you ever heard of Cinemax? We all have. We all know what Skinamax is, right? Late night Cinemax back in the day, that kind of stuff. That's what this brings to my mind. So I don't think this is the best branding idea. I don't think this was the smartest idea. I think they should have just kept it HBO Max, to be honest. But, it is what it is. But I will say this, their introduction, or with the rebranding, there was a lot of news coming out about what's to come from HBO Max. Some good things and some not so good things that I saw. The first thing, I think the most important thing, is this one right here. And that leads to Scott's comment right here. Is it true they are going to reboot Harry Potter on this? Yes, they are absolutely going to be doing that. It's official now. I've been reported. I think I'd made like a couple videos on it because it was they were close to a deal, whatever the case may be. And yes, it is official. Let me try to zoom in here if I can for you guys, because I know this is a little bit further away, but it is official that they will be, of course, that they will be doing an HBO, a Max series, and it will be Harry Potter. The way it's supposed to be done, my understanding is every season is going to be a specific book, and it's going to be much more true to the source material. It's going to be, I mean, spot for spot, essentially what the books are. So they claim. I don't know, right? You know how all these things, at least for me, I get very skeptical about because we see them time and time again destroy things. And I've seen a lot of people kind of torn on this. A lot of people love those movies and they don't want it rebooted. They don't want it messed with or whatever. But I will say this, if you're in that camp, if you love the movies and you don't like this idea, I will at least say this. You still can always go back to those movies. Those movies are not tarnished in any way, shape, or form. They're not messing with them, right? They're still going to live and be their own thing. This is just something completely different. They're doing a new series, recasting everybody, and it's going to be, like I said, season 1, book 1, season 2, book 2, and it's supposed to be way more accurate to the book than the movies were, because apparently I've never read the book, so I don't know. But based on what people that have read the books told me, you miss out on a lot of stuff. So, you know, they've missed out on a lot of things. They changed a lot of things. They altered it as they do in most movies. But it is crazy. This is crazy that they are doing this, that they've committed to it. But they understand that they have a money-making machine in Harry Potter based on Hogwarts Legacy, how well that did. People want more out of this. Now, I don't mind personally that they're doing this, right? Because again, I don't really have that much investment into Harry Potter. So them doing a series that might be more true to the books is fine with me. It doesn't matter. Some people who really hold those movies near and dear to their heart, I can understand them being a little upset. I get it. The positive I will say from this is that you do have J.K. Rowling involved. She's executive producer. Apparently, I thought I saw something earlier. I don't have it pulled up, but I saw a report where they kind of didn't want her involved. They wanted to do it at first their own way. And she was like, absolutely not. The only way that I will let this move forward is if I am heavily involved. So she is going to be an executive producer on the show. So that's a positive. Does that mean that she won't be open to changing anything? Time will tell. We know how that works, right? So if I had to guess and put my money on anything, I would assume that she is not going to change anything. Because I saw a lot of people already saying like, oh, how much you want to bet Hermione's going to be black or Harry Potter's going to be bi or something. Or who knows, right? Something crazy, that like modern day stuff for a modern audience. The fact that I even have to say that and that's what modern day stuff is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. We all know where we are at in the world. But here we are, right? So I'm hoping that they stay true to the source material and it turns out well. Again, only time will tell. I think regardless, this is going to make them a massive amount of money. The people are going to be watching this like crazy, and it's going to do really well for them. Well, I guess that first season anyway. If it starts to go really downhill, then maybe not, because, it's a lot of investment in it. But this was the biggest news, I think, out of the whole HBO. Yeah, wait, I'm going to still call it HBO Max. This was the biggest thing. And this was honestly, I think, probably the only thing that I was really looking forward to. Again, I don't really have much of a investment into Harry Potter, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do it, especially with J.K. Rowling involved. And I really want to see how this turns out. I think it's going to be good, though. Again, like I said, if you're in that camp where you love the movies, that's the beauty of it. If you hate this, you can ignore it and just stick with the movies. Whereas like Star Wars fans, they're screwed. Like they've completely destroyed that universe from top to bottom. So there's nothing you can do. Everything they do alters everything. Whereas this is its own thing and it just lives out there, and you can either enjoy both or, go back to the other. But what's up, Candeezy? Hope you're doing well. She says, I can't wait for the Harry Potter show. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be just something different. And, at first I would have, probably liked maybe a different kind of series, maybe follow another wizard or something throughout Hogwarts. Just, maybe just a different aspect of what's going on. But I don't mind this, whatever. They'll probably do spin-offs at some point. What's up, Cajun Corey? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yes, I did shaved. Glad you're stopping by. Yeah, I do that every now and then. I just kind of change it up. shave it all off, and then in a couple weeks it's back. Hell, sometimes it's less than a couple weeks, and then it's just back to normal. So yeah, I gotta, show the baby face every now and then. But appreciate you stopping by, brother. I know there's some other bigger streamers going on right now having good Star Wars discussions. Didn't know that was going to be happening, so I didn't anticipate a lot of people being here. But hey, it is what it is. The show goes on. I don't care who's streaming. It is what it is. So here we are. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. This is probably the only thing that I saw out of this announcement that was worthwhile. Everything else that I've seen and that I'm going to try to find on here. Yeah, actually, here's the next one, is another Game of Thrones series. So it says here, executive, a century before Game of Thrones, there was Sir Duncan the Tall and his Esquire Egg. Executive produced by George R.R. Martin, Ira Parker, Ryan Condal, and Vince, who I don't even know. Then A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight has received a straight-to-series order. I don't know, I have no desire to watch this at all. Does anyone in the chat have any desire to see this? Personally, the latest Game of Thrones show, it's been pretty good. I'll give him that, right? But I would rather Martin finish the freaking books than work on any TV series, to be quite honest. And I'm not even read the books, but I wanted to read the books. I wanted to really get into it. Since the show let me down so bad, I really wanted to finish it. But I am not going to start buying a bunch of books and reading a bunch of books on a series that's never going to end. More than likely, he is going to die before those books get finished. So I don't know. I just can't. I don't think I can invest in another Game of Thrones show. Maybe I might be surprised. I said the same thing about what's the other one? The last one that just came out. Something with the dragons. I don't remember. I see my brain is mush. I don't remember anymore. What's up, that girl, Casey? Hope you're doing well. Glad you're stopping by. Matt's lying. He lost a bet and had to cut the beard. That's something I would not bet on because, especially like I said, that's no. Normally, I just, like I said, it just gets too much. And instead of trimming it and all that, I was like, F it. I was like, I'm starting over. So, like I said, just trying something new. It's summertime. It was hot. It was just like, or it's getting real hot out. I was like, let's do it and start fresh. Guess we'll never get the book. No, we're not. He's never going to finish those books, man. He's too busy working on TV shows. And then this is the excuse as to why he's never going to finish the books is because, I'm working on these shows and whatnot. And like I said, I don't personally have a desire to watch any more Game of Thrones show. But like I said, the latest one that just came out, I can't think of the damn name. If you remember the last one that just finished, put it in the chat, please, because my brain's going blank. But that surprised me. I didn't expect that to go well either, and it actually turned out pretty good. So this might surprise me. Who knows? Am I excited for it? Am I looking forward to it? Not really. Just because I don't know. Maybe if there's nothing else on to watch, I'll check this out. But, it's not something I'm rooting for like the Harry Potter series. That's something that I'm like, all right, cool. I'm looking forward to doing reviews of that. This, not really. So then another one that came out of here that really threw me off, the Penguin series. Now, I'm going to pull this article up. I don't know how I feel about this Penguin series. So I'm going to share this. So this first look at Robert Pattinson's next Batman chapter officially released. Now, if you don't know this by now, I'm not a fan of the Batman. I didn't really care for it. It was okay show, right? It was, or series. Woo. It was an okay movie, way too long. The third act is really what killed it for me. The Riddler was a weirdo. I didn't like how he was like a crazed YouTuber with like a bondage mask on. It was just I don't know. It was a mess. They could have done it a lot better. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It wasn't the best. There was some good elements in it for sure, but I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan. So now we're doing a series on the Penguin, which I will say this. The Penguin in the movie Colin Farrell did an amazing job. I think he did a fantastic job as the Penguin. I was really impressed with the way how he acted, how he portrayed it, how he pulled it off. Yeah, composed to like compared to the Riddler, I think the Penguin should have been the main villain, to be honest. But the Riddler was dumb. And then there was like it felt like there was 3 different endings to that movie. Like that movie was I watched it once. I would never watch it again. Zero desire. But yeah, I mean, so okay, I get it. They're doing a spin-off show, but for what? Why? That's where I like are they just doing I feel like they're just doing it for the sake of doing it. How are they going to and I'm sure if you watch it it's going to explain. But in my opinion right now like do you have to watch this to see the next movie? You know, to me when I saw the trailer, it just seems like The Sopranos, but in Batman in Gotham City. So like, why do I care? Why do I want to see this? What does it matter? Let's see. Penguin trailer has Soprano Godfather vibe exactly. Yep. Uh, let's see. Andy Serkis carried that movie. I also really dislike the Catwoman was terrible. I didn't really care for her at all. And of course, they had to throw in that little like white privilege comment we all heard, which was really unnecessary, but that's just them checking the box. Justin will be here shortly. We're different time zones. He said he wouldn't be here till about 10:15 ish. So that's why I'm running down and going through all of the other content and then saving the meat and potatoes of the collapse of Star Wars when Justin gets here because that's what he wants to talk about. He is excited and he is ready to talk about how horrible things are going in Star Wars. So he will be here shortly. And yeah, she's again. I hate even using the word woke, but yes, you are correct. That's just the way it is anymore. They're just that's just the way it is. So but again, not looking forward to this series at all. I don't think it's going to be bad because, like I said, Colin Farrell did a really good job portraying him in the series, or in the movie. So I think he'll do good. Matt Reeves, he can write. It just depends on how they pull it off. But it just personally, I don't have a lot of investment in the Batman movie, so I'm not really looking forward to the series at all. It's got a lot of good actors in it from what I've seen. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Again, it says that now they're saying too that Pattinson's Batman possibly might show up. They don't know if they're teasing it, right? So I don't know. I don't know how much interest this is going to draw. It's a DC TV series. So with probably the feel of the Batman, right? The same kind of type of filming. So I think it will do well. I think people will enjoy it. Just personally, I'm not really looking forward to it. It's just not something that I really care to watch. I might review it. Just depends. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Once it pops up, then I'll have to decide whether or not I want to actually do a review of it or not. But again, I just feel like it's like, what is the necessity of the show? Sometimes I feel like they're just doing shows for the sake of doing them. So what is the point in doing this? That's my main thing. If it leads to something else, but the problem is that I see with a lot of these interconnected things, we see that with Marvel, right? It's like if you don't watch the show, then you miss out on them. When you go to see the second movie, are you missing out on anything? Maybe this will just fill in some gaps where you could still see the movie. It'll make sense. But if you watch the show, you'll understand a little bit better. Who knows? That's probably what they would do. If they were smart, they would do that. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. But let's see. Yes, Colin is leading it for sure. Yeah, he will be in the show. He's the star of it. So, it's going to be interesting to see. Jeffrey Miller, my favorite hater. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Beardless Mac complaining about today's. Let's see. Justin, or just stopping by before I see the insufferable lost guy. I'm not complaining. Most of everything I said I actually enjoyed so far. Harry Potter series, looking forward to it. Mario was a lot of fun. Great movie. So yeah, I'm not really complaining. So you missed all the good stuff. But yeah. But I hope you're doing well. Hope you got to see Mario. It was a good movie. Matt, did you fall for that pregnant Ray pic too? It was blowing up Twitter last, but I did see the pregnant Ray picture. I did not believe that though when I saw it. I was like, there's no way. They just announced those movies. So I I knew it had to be a fake. That I was gonna do a video on it, but I was like, nah, that's bait. That's that's somebody just trying to bait in the rage stuff. And I was like, I'm not falling for it at all. So Mirage says the Batman was good to me, but Catwoman was annoying as heck in the film. Yeah, like the Batman, the movie, like I said, for the most part, I really enjoyed most of it. There were a couple things that took me out of it and annoyed me. The one scene where Batman's walking through the crime scene, that kind of annoyed me because I was like, he's supposed to be more elusive. Like people aren't supposed to be seeing him like that, according to like the old books and the animated series. And that's what I reference it off of. So like stuff like that bothered me a little bit, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Even the very beginning of the movie, I loved how they set the atmosphere and how you could see like people were scared of him, right? Like they did a really good job building the feel of Gotham. But then as the movie went on, I felt it was just way too long. They needed to end the movie a lot sooner and cut a lot of that stuff out. I felt like the further it went, that's where it started to really slide for me. But again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. But so pregnant Ray would have lost everyone, or would have lost everyone if it was true. It was just too bad to be true. Yeah, pregnant Ray. Ray's going to be a single, powerful mama whammon. Yeah, I don't see her being pregnant at all. You never know, man. They might ship her and what's his name? The one who died, Kylo, and maybe she does become pregnant. At this point, I hope they do. I really do. I just kind of want them to do everything. Yeah, Jeffrey Miller. Looking forward to Ray. Love it. Yeah, it's gonna be Ray and Grogu, and I hope it's a good movie. I hope every Disney Star Wars fan loves the movie and enjoys it. And I really do. I hope they have a blast. I personally am checked out, and like I said, we'll talk about Star Wars here shortly. Another thing off HBO that I saw that I was a little confused by. I did see. I'm trying to find the announcement. This is a minor one. Rick and Morty anime. Is anyone asking for that? Is that something that anybody wants to see? I don't know. I don't know why. Are they rebooting the whole series? And I didn't hear any information on it. It's going to be on. It's coming this year to Max and Adult Swim. I have zero desire to see it. I don't care. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you're interested in. Like I said, I don't know if I know the whole situation with Justin Roiland, right? Like he got into a lot of trouble. But apparently he's been vindicated. He wasn't found guilty for anything. So I don't know. I don't know if he's still banned or if they're going to keep him off the show. I have no idea. Those text messages or DMs that released were still real. So he's still kind of a turd and disgusting. But yeah, I have no desire for this at all. Not an anime I would watch. Let's see. Need some anime reviews on this channel. Yeah, I will take some recommendations. I know there's Attack on Titan's one of them that I watched a long time ago. I'm not caught up completely. Death Note I watched a lot of, didn't finish it, but there are some other animes out there that I've always heard really good. I just never been a big anime fan. Star Wars Visions had a couple animes in there that were really good. Those I enjoyed. Some of them were not. Some of them were not good, but others were good. And the Visions 2 trailer we'll talk about here later. But yeah, so throw me some suggestions and I'll check them out. And like I said, I need more stuff to review anyway, only because we're slim pickings lately, and I'm tired of hate watching things. I'm getting really burnt out on hate watching stuff. I can't take it anymore. So I try not to hate watch stuff. I stopped watching Mando. I'm not just shit on it because I can't. It's just it wears my soul down. So every now and then I don't mind watching a bad show. But God, how many times can I keep saying the same thing, So it does wear me out. But let's see. So, oh yeah, it was for that. Psychopaths and Tokyo Ghoul. I've heard Tokyo Ghoul, not Psychopaths. I'll look those up. Let's see. Mirage says, looks like Warner Bros. Will dodge most controversies because they are in a $5 billion debt. Yeah, I know. They are again, Warner Brothers is in such bad shape. I don't see how this really helps them with a lot of this stuff, but another show that I saw, I'm trying to find the little announcement. It's just a picture of it, and I couldn't find it. If I can't find it. So they're coming out with a Conjuring TV show. It's like a series. Again, that's another thing. I love horror, don't get me wrong. I'm looking forward to a lot of movies that are coming out, but the Conjuring TV series, I'm done with the Conjuring in general. Like, put it to bed, go away already. I don't know. I guess it could be an interesting idea because, they went on a lot of different cases, kind of like that's what I think they should have done after the first movie, is because they went and did a lot of things, right? They could have if they do it correctly, they can turn that into like an X-Files type show. But again, it's got to be done correctly. Candizy says, over it, the Warrens were frauds anyways. Yeah, I've heard a lot of skepticism about the Warrens too, so who knows, right? But they could do an X-Files type show. Instead of calling it the Conjuring series, do like the Warrens and maybe them going on to different cases that they went on and supposedly did or whatever, something like that. But again, I'm not that, like, I don't know. I like the first couple movies, but I just feel like they just squeezed it too much. Like The Nun, I never really watched that. I didn't really care for it. Jeff, watch that show when it comes out and let me know how it is, if it's worth it. Like I said, I love horror, so if it's a good series, it's something I will definitely check. Yeah, James Wan, I hope if they're gonna do it, I hope he's involved. But yeah, I just haven't watched it anymore. It's been a while since I've watched any of the Conjurings. But like I said, I love the first one, and the second one was pretty good. I don't remember if I saw the third one. And then another one that has like the last thing that I noticed is like a Gremlins TV series. I have, again, no desire to it. Now, I'm not a big Gremlins lore person at all. I've watched, obviously, the first one, handful of times. Great 80s movie. I don't really care for the Gremlins, and it's more like a kids movie or TV series versus anything else. So, again, nothing that I'm like, crapping on, but just not something I'm looking forward to. I can't find the report on it here, but yeah, pretty lackluster in the HBO rebranding. I think the rebranding itself, the name is dumb. The main things that I'm looking forward to from this was, like I said, the Harry Potter series, Game of Thrones, kind of interesting, maybe. Just depends. I don't know. Again, I'm not really looking forward to it, but the House of the Dragons, that's what it is. That surprised me, so maybe that one will surprise me as well. And then, yeah, we'll see what else comes up. Like I said, the Penguin series, don't really care. If let me know in the chat if this is something, if you think this again, does anyone else think that Max was a bad idea? I think so. I just, yeah, I know a lot of people are saying the same thing. Harry Potter doesn't need a remake. And I'm the same. Like, it's like you don't need it, but the positive is execute, like I was saying earlier, at least they have their, like, it's not going to destroy the movies, right? So, like, the movies will still exist and you can still do this. And hang on, I got someone here who showing up. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Dude, I'm early. 4 minutes early.
I know. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
What are you talking about right now?
Just the HBO Max rebranding and the announcements of all the upcoming slated stuff. We're talking about Harry Potter. I was just finishing up on the HBO. Yeah, I know it's not HBO Max anymore. My favorite haters here. Hey,
what's up, Jeffrey? I've been missing you, man. It's been a long time.
But yeah, it's Max now. That's what they're going to be calling, which I think is a very bad, very, very bad rebrand. As I said
Kind of
earlier,
weird.
yeah, well, from what I read, it said something about they're trying to get the HBO name out of it because it has its bad reputation for adult content, and they're trying to bring more kid content and like animation stuff to this. So it's like it's trying to it. They said it's unappealing to parents for HBO, but see, when I hear Max, I think of like Cinemax, and Cinemax, I
Yeah.
automatically think of Skinamax from back in the day.
Yeah.
So like I don't
Yeah.
know,
I don't. I think honestly, if they're trying to go for like the more kid route, I guess it kind of makes sense. But I think that's a dumb decision in itself. Like, I think people are kind of desperate for the more adult side of things now. Like, I think like we already got the kid stuff covered. Like, we don't need to do that anymore. We got Disney Plus; they're already doing that. Let's get the more adult stuff coming in anyway, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and I think kids today really aren't watching this kind of stuff. They're watching YouTube. Kids watch
Yeah.
YouTube. They don't watch HBO series, right? And I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
have Max, this new thing called Max, but you're still gonna have shows like The Sopranos live there. You're still gonna have The Wire. You're still gonna have Taxi Cab Confessions on there, like
Yeah.
these very adult themed shows that aren't
Yeah. So
going
that's what I was
anywhere.
gonna ask next. Are they actually moving things off HBO Max to other platforms because they
As
have
far
adult
as I
stuff
know,
on it?
it's merging with I think Discovery. So they're not everything with HBO is still going to be staying there, but they're also going to be merging stuff with the Discovery app or yeah, it's got to be Discovery. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I think it's next month when it starts, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't think this is a very smart brand. And
Yeah, I think that's dumb. Unless they have some like big plans going forward, like way down the road. I don't even see how they're gonna even maybe like they're making new content that's more geared towards kids, but their previous content that's already on there, like their whole catalog is pretty adult.
mhm.
Like I just got finished watching The Leftovers on HBO Max. And that I mean it's not like there's not like extreme nudity in every episode, but there's definitely nudity in it and there's definitely sex scenes, there's definitely adult like drugs. Like that's not a kid show at all. So if that unless they're moving a bunch of that content somewhere else, then that's a problem.
Yeah, look at Game of Thrones, all those kinds of things. Like
Yeah.
they're not kid shows. So, but again, even to why would you want to gear more stuff towards children? I don't quite understand that. Like it's
No.
I don't know. I don't think that's where you're really getting an audience that's sitting down watching television anymore. It's going to be your adults. It's going to be your mid-teens to adults that are watching this stuff. So
Yeah.
that's why I said when they gear these like MCU Marvel movies to like a younger audience, it's like that's not who your audience is. It's teens to adults, not kids anymore.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these companies have a hard time figuring out what their actual audience is.
Yeah.
Seems like that's a big problem.
Yeah, with the MC, we talk about this real quick too before we move on to the main event of the evening since it's talking about I just mentioned Marvel. But of course,
Oh,
angry
Jesus.
MCU fans dislike bomb Captain Marvel's 2 trailer. Did you see that trailer?
Hell no. I'm not
No,
watching that shit.
it's absolutely garbage. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. Everything is just like Star Wars, which we're gonna get to in a minute. It's MCU. It's all female stuff. It's all, which again, I have no problem with females, but they're killing what made superheroes, and it just it's so cringe. It's so bad. I actually saw people liking it only because she's in this. And I'm like,
Yeah, I saw some of those
I saw a
pictures.
lot of simping going on. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, her feet still exist, guys. So
Yeah. Those hockey sticks.
yeah, it's someone wrote. So this is actually a real funny comment. Someone wrote here. It says, "With great wokeness comes great brokenness and fatigue."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Barely made it through the trailer. Can't wait for the reviews when it flops. It will be hilarious. I mean, all these movies are bad, and they just look terrible. So I don't know. I have
Yeah.
no, and I think I'm not sure, but I think what's his name, the guy who got in trouble for slapping around his girlfriend, or supposedly.
Which one?
Oh,
There's a million of them,
the
but
the latest one,
the black guy that plays he was in the
Kang.
Loki show. Yeah, Kang. That Jonathan Majors, I think.
Jonathan Majors, that's right. Yeah, apparently he is he might be out. Like
Oh, he's
it's not
so
looking
is
good.
he like in at trial or what's going on?
Well, they didn't drop anything. So they're still pursuing charges and it's still going to go through. I think eventually they'll probably settle out of court or something. He'll probably get like probation or whatever. But if this does take a long time, you know, it's not a good brand for them, especially if they were going to center everything around him. So who knows? They're going to take their time anyway. So maybe by the time it pans out, they'll be able to get to it. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see. What's up, David? Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah,
What's up, dude?
YouTube does not doesn't tell anyone that they're live anymore. You know how it is. But glad you can make it. And Justin, while you're here, let's get on to the main topic of the night. The why you're here. Okay. Let's see. So have you been keeping up with the Star Wars nonsense?
I watch like the Echo-based network videos, and not even all of those. I try my best, but I really can't care. But
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff from this was pretty funny. I watched some clips of Kathleen Kennedy talking about some things, and it brings me back, man, to when I used to make Star Wars videos. I was like, the whole time I'm just thinking, man, I would have a field day with this if I was still making Star Wars videos.
You would be destroyed. Like every time, what's funny is I watch these things or I see all this news, and I'm like, God, I can only imagine what you you from 2 years ago or a year ago would be doing right now. And I know a lot of people are flipping out about this. I mean, I'm not even to the point flipping. I don't care, right? It's just funny to me now. Honestly,
Yeah.
and it's actually really funny because that's kind of what Kathleen Kennedy's doing. If you watched some of those clips, and I'm going to play some of them, everyone kind of thought that Star Wars was on like hey, let's try to tail it or, pull it back a little bit. Let's try to fix this. Dude, she's going full force. Like, fuck it. Like, we're full force throttle. Force is female. Let's destroy this now. And that's 100% what's going on. So now we know a lot of these movies and shows normally get canceled anyway. Well, before we go through this here, I want to show some clips. So let me do this one first. Have you heard stuff about the Acolyte? Did you see this?
I've seen this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is funny. I'm going to play this. Hopefully I don't get struck. I don't really even care at this point. But cast member of the Acolyte says the best thing about Star Wars is that there is no good or evil. So here, I want to play this really quick. Tell me if you could hear this.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Well, turn it up. It's low.
All right.
I mean, the best parts about
Star Wars
is no good or evil. It depends on what side you're standing on, truly. You know what I mean? That you can look at any angle and be yourself related through all the characters, Darth to Luke. You know what I'm saying?
But I also saw another clip, and like 10 seconds after that, he said something about good versus evil. Like, it was an Echo-based network tweet. I might try to send it to you. But like 10 seconds after that, he literally referred to like two different people in Star Wars as good versus evil. You could tell there's like so many things in that 15-second clip that he has no idea anything about Star Wars. He calls Darth Vader Darth, for one. There's a million different Darths in the Star Wars universe. Like, you can't just say Darth. And then Star Wars is all about good versus evil. Like, that's the whole thing. Literally about light side versus dark side, dude. Like,
yeah, it's the entire premise of the story. Yeah. Like, that's exactly what it's about. These people have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea.
Who is that? Like, what role does he play?
I have no idea.
Is he an actor or like a creative?
I'm pretty sure he's an actor on the show.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look, I mean, it's literally about good versus evil. The people are just completely destroying this. This next one, I think, is even worse. Have you seen this one? Well, let me show it. There. Have you seen this clip yet?
I've seen this person, but I don't know if I've seen the clip.
All right. So Jodie Turner-Smith, she's going to be an actress in the Acolyte. And says, who uses the Force in Star Wars but isn't a Jedi or Sith? Jodie Turner-Smith in the Acolyte, actually. So listen to this nonsense. All right, let me get back because I just clicked off.
She's a very powerful leader. She leads women. I think often in Star Wars, it's all very patriarchally driven. And have this character who's in this matriarchal world, felt really cool and interesting and different. And yeah, very powerful. I do use the Force, but I'm not a Jedi or a Sith. She's a very powerful leader.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm glad I got out when I did.
What is that? I mean, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, like I said, everyone's like, first off, I want to say this. Anybody who thought like there's actual civil war going on and KK was going out the door, dude, you're absolutely insane. You're insane. You're nuts. She's not going anywhere. This proves that if anything, they've doubled down on it even more. But yeah, Star Wars is patriarchal, and I don't know. I what do you do if you're a Star Wars fan? Like the people that actually look up to this stuff anymore. I
Dude,
don't
if you're
know.
a Star,
I feel bad.
Yeah, no, I don't want to shit on anybody, but
no, I don't feel. Yeah, I'm not trying to like make anyone, because listen, I get it, right? You love an IP, and that's why they fight for it. And I love Star Wars. I grew up on the original trilogy, and then the prequels came into my life, and I love the prequels, but I just can't anymore. Like I can't wait. I can't even like what I feel like a lot of people do now, like guys like Echo Base and some others. They pick through the scraps, right? It's like, okay, well, this part's good, so I'll take this, but then the rest of this is shit. I can't even do that, man. I just this kind of stuff. How do you support this? Like they are shitting on those people big time. You know what I mean?
We knew that this was gonna happen. Like we've been knowing this for years, that the Acolyte was gonna be this. As soon as they hired Leslie Headland to showrun it,
yep,
like, we all knew what it was gonna be. And it's like it's crazy because every single one of our predictions is just coming true in front of our eyes. And the funniest part about all of this is we still might not ever see the show. I would still say there's like a 20% chance that this show never comes out.
I know.
I don't know if they're filming it or not. I literally don't keep up with the news at all. But I would just put it, I would put $10 on it, just as an out there chance that this show would still probably not come out, because that's just what Lucasfilm does.
Oh yeah. And hashtag justice for Wade. Yeah, let's RIP Wade, never forget about him.
Yeah. Can I share my screen so I can show you that full clip?
Yeah, how do I allow you to do that?
Let me see.
Remember, I'm still booming. I usually do this stuff on myself. I don't normally have guests that much. That's what I'm trying to
pop up now.
Okay. There we go.
Let me know if the audio is good.
No good or evil, depends on what side you're standing on.
Yeah, it sounds good.
The best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. Has this guy ever watched Star Wars? This is the level of stupidity of the people involved with some of these projects here. Absolutely absurd.
Truly, you know what I mean? That you can look at any angle and see yourself relayed through all the characters, Darth to Luke. You know what I'm saying?
Darth
Vader. Yeah, I guess actually he is right there. I can relate as Darth Vader. Watching Disney Star Wars, I feel like Darth Vader, and I want to just destroy the whole thing with my.
He wanted to say murder everybody. I know he wanted to say
wipe out Disney Star Wars, Disney all together with the Death
Force
Star,
choke them all.
This craziness that they're giving us here.
But this show, yeah, I shouldn't use Darth Vader.
Wait,
and
just
Luke
wait for it.
Skywalker. I'm sorry, I'm too casual with that. This show is truly about that balance of power and balance of good versus evil, and realizing
he just said it
balance
right there.
Of power, good versus evil. Wait, what did he just say? Just a minute ago?
Dude, it's hilarious.
The best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. Depends on what side.
All right, there is no good or evil, but then
this show is truly about that balance of power and balance of good versus evil, and realizing.
But then
he
talks about.
That's it. I mean, the whole video was like comedy, but that
word
was
salad,
so
man.
Yeah, they have no idea what's going on.
They're just up on stage spitting shit out of their mouths because, like, let's give these people words so they can get excited.
Yeah,
I mean, did you see the Ahsoka trailer?
I don't think I did.
So the Ahsoka trailer, I recommend everyone go watch that and laugh at it. It's all women in the Ahsoka trailer. It's the entire thing is all women, which again,
I did see it actually. Yeah. They had the little Thrawn silhouette at the end. Yeah, I remember
now
that.
this is funny. So here's a scene from it. What does this remind you of? Let's see. Add here. What does that remind you of? What movie?
Yeah, the
it's
Darth
Rogue
Vader.
One.
Yeah,
it's the ending of Rogue One. It's the Vader hallway.
It's actually the same thing. Like that might be like some kind of vision or something, because they're wearing the same clothes and everything. I wonder if it's somebody imagining. Wait,
no, this is.
I'm so far out of the Star Wars loop that I can't even think of what timeline this is set in.
This is after, because this is during the Ahsoka stuff, and I think this is this Thrawn's whatever. So it's got to be a little bit after.
Was that before the sequels? Yeah, this has to be after Rogue One, right?
Yeah, this is
Oh,
after
I
the
don't
fall
fucking-
of the like Vader's gone and all of them are in the Emperor's supposedly.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Now, this is a ripoff. I saw that. I was like, well, okay, well, this is a complete ripoff.
It also looks extremely low budget.
It does. It looks like a very bad cosplay. Now, everyone says what about Dave Filoni? The savior of Star Wars, right? Like he's a god. Okay. Are you ready to want to
Oh no.
Are you Are you ready? Are
I'm
you ready
ready
for this? I heard this and I said, "Okay. Now I know what kind of person he is." Yes. We're going to answer that. Why the lightsaber is orange? Stand by.
I made it a little bit more orange. That's really good eye. You're the first person to catch that. That was very intentional. I didn't make them like just a stark red. I remember as a kid that Vader's lightsaber kind of fluctuated from visual effects to visual effects being a little bit more orange. I didn't want it to go like straight up orange, but it's identifying a little bit of something maybe to kids that they might not straight up be what you think they are in the beginning.
Wait, did this dumbass just say that he's trying to have it like Darth Vader's lightsaber flickering in the original trilogy when that's a mistake? Like they didn't do that on purpose. That wasn't a creative choice. That was because it was made in 1970 and they didn't know how to make actual laser swords to where it never flickered. That wasn't a creative decision, retard.
But just besides that being ridiculous, that the comment about he didn't want identifying a little bit of something maybe to kids that they might not straight up be what you think they are in the beginning.
Wait, what?
So here, I didn't want to go like straight up orange, but it's identifying a little bit of something maybe to kids that they might not straight up be what you think they are in the beginning.
What what is he talking about?
He's secretly talking about transgenderism.
Are you serious?
Listen to it again. Why else would they say that?
It's a stark red. I remember as a
Is that too loud?
No, it's good.
All right.
Kid that Vader's lightsaber kind of fluctuated from visual effects to visual effects being a little bit more orange. I didn't want it to go like straight up orange, but it's identifying a little bit of something maybe to kids that they might not straight up be what you think they are in the beginning.
What is that? Can't be what he's talking about. It can't be. It must be like a light side force or a dark side force user that's like actually a spy for the light side or some shit. There's no way, dude. There's no way he's actually saying that orange is like a color of trans people or something.
Well, I don't think that. I think it's just more of a symbolism, or as Boondock Saints, symbology. I don't know if you've probably ever seen that movie. But yeah, it's like you're not exactly what you think you are at the beginning, and you might be something different. Like that's how I took that immediately. Maybe that's because my brain is skewed because of everything going on in the world. But why would he say that so specifically? But it's identifying a little bit of something maybe to kids that they might not straight up be what they think they are in the beginning, meaning they're not what they were born as.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They had one of the Visions episodes where like the lightsaber color would change color based on like your power level and we're on the light versus dark stuff. The part that throws me off with that is the kids part. Like I don't understand why he threw in the kids part.
Well, that's my point, right? That's why I immediately led to that's what he's trying to kind of nod to. Like we're using this in Star Wars to show kids like, hey, things aren't what they always are at the beginning, and you might not be who you think you are. Like, the right lightsaber is red. Well, it's not really red. It might turn orange because it changes. That's what I think. I don't know. And I think he's very careful about how he said that. If you even listen, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But the fact that this clown, regardless, is saying these things, it's insanity. Oh, there's Yeti. I think he said something earlier. Called us
sluts.
There you go. Cheating sluts streaming without.
Yeti.
Well, hey, Yeti, you know you hate Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Like, why would we bring, like, you hate this stuff. So.
Yeah, this is the one time I can actually know something about what's going on, even a little bit, just based on past knowledge. So let me have my moment, okay?
Yeah. I wonder if those some apprentice Ahsokas were friends with in the show are villains in this. In the show are villains in the Ahsoka show. That's kind of cool. I just see people that were very happy about like the Thrawn announcement. I'm like, well, first off, they said that in Mando too. Like Mando season 2, remember? Like he already mentioned Thrawn, so it's not really a surprise that they were going that route. But again, do you want these people that don't know how to rate basic Star Wars to touch anything in the EU? No. Like, why would you? Have we not learned by now? These people are not capable of doing anything correctly. Look what they're doing with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, have you been watching The Mandalorian?
I stopped. I completely stopped.
I haven't watched a single episode. Stuff happening today that people were happy. So I went to go watch, but I realized I don't Disney Plus subscription, and I was like, yeah, I'm paying for that shit, dude. It's not worth it. The $7, whatever it is, I can go my whole life without watching season.
Yeah, I have zero desire to watch it. Now, I will throw out some spoilers there for people. So if you haven't watched it, because I do follow like what's going on based on some other reviewers and everything. Apparently, it's turned into the Bo-Katan show.
Yeah,
I know that. Grogu is literally in IG-88's stomach.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that? It's like from the Turtles. What's his name? And he's like controlling IG-88 that way. And then I heard the Armorer backstab them all.
Yeah, I saw. That's what I was gonna bring up earlier, but I didn't want to spoil it for everybody.
No, I don't. If you're here and you don't want spoilers, you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah, that's wild. But I guess I was thinking about it, and it kind of does make sense because I think it was season 2, maybe it was season 1, I don't remember, when they went down into the covert and all the Mandalorians were dead and everything, and she was the only one left. That was kind of like fishy how she somehow was left alive, and all these other Mandalorians were slaughtered. Remember that? Whenever there was like piles of helmets and armor, and she was just chilling. She was just alive in there. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so apparently she's a spy. Din Djarin is, I believe the episode ended where he's captured, and now for the 10th time, so now Bo-Katan's going to have to save him again. And all the things that I've seen, like they're talking about the next finale, they're trying to build up the hype, and everyone's saying like, oh, you're not going to be happy. So they're probably going to kill somebody off. I don't think it'll be Din Djarin. Maybe it'll be Bo-Katan because who knows? But I heard Pedro Pascal walked off set. Like I heard
they say that about every season, dude. It's gotta be real. Like, there's no way these rumors happen every single time, and it's not real.
Yeah, I heard he's like now if it like had a big blow up and he's done, and he doesn't want anything to do with them. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Good news is they literally don't need him at all. Like, only for the voice. That's it.
And that's the thing too. It just jumped on me here, but yeah, it all leads to the Disney trilogy. That's all they're doing is leading everything to the Disney trilogy, and we'll get to that. Yeah, you're never going to kill Grogu. That actually leads us to the announcements of the movies that are supposedly coming up. So the 5 movies and shows that are supposed to be coming up. So what did when you saw this, did you see this about Rey's movie?
Yeah,
because they brought Rey back, and she'll be creating a new Jedi Order, and I would imagine Grogu will be there because they're saying that Grogu will be in his 90s, the same age that Yoda was apparently when Yoda was teaching Luke. So,
like, I would love to say that I'm so pissed off. Like, I'm so mad that Rey's coming back, but I just really don't give a shit, man. The only thing that it really is stupid where the hell was Grogu when the world was about to end during that whole sequel trilogy? And then where was Ahsoka during that whole time period? I'm sure there's going to be more Force users in the future that probably come in during that movie or trilogy, whatever it's going to be, that were like, well, where the hell did this guy just like, why wasn't he there the whole time helping us out? It's ridiculous, man.
Broom Boy will be a Sith. Remember him?
Yeah.
A kid, yeah. But yeah, Rey's back. I'm not one like I heard this news and I literally laughed. I hysterically laughed. I was like, these people have learned nothing. They've learned nothing. They're doubling down on it. Kathleen Kennedy must absolutely despise George Lucas for whatever he did. Maybe he did something bad to her back in the day. I don't know. Maybe he like spit in her coffee or something a long time ago, but she hates that man. She's got to hate him. She probably hates Steven Spielberg because they probably treated her like shit when she was, just a runner for whatever it is, because she didn't do anything. She was just like getting them donuts and bagels back in the day. But yeah, the fact that she's coming back, it's 15 years after the event. Didn't she? I don't even know how the Rise of Skywalker ended. Didn't she bury her lightsabers into the sand?
Yeah, she buried Anakin's lightsaber in the sand.
Okay.
Well, how ironic.
That's the new thing. Did you see the video of the little girl from the Obi-Wan series saying that it was ridiculous? I did see that. Even she was like, it's so stupid. Like
she was like running and he had like a big lump in his jacket or whatever. Yeah. And she's like, how does nobody notice this?
A 9-year-old knows this, but adults that were running this couldn't figure this out.
It's funny, the honesty of a child just comes out there. Nobody else can say it.
Doing well. But yeah, so a new Jedi Order with Rey. Again, I mean, I don't know. Hey, look, there's a lot of Disney Star Wars fans out there. There's a lot of shills. So, maybe it's going to do well. I don't know. I can't imagine doing well, but
it really is unfortunate that, like, because Daisy Ridley's not a bad actor. Adam Driver is a good actor.
Adam Driver's a good actor. Great.
Yeah, like they're all good. Oscar Isaac, like they're all good, man. Like I really like all of them as actors, but it's just so unfortunate, like what happened.
There's no way Oscar Isaacs is coming back. No,
oh hell no,
zero.
He's killing it.
Yeah. He got his Disney money and he's done. I think. Do you think Finn will be back? I heard John Boyega, they're trying to talk to him back, but he hasn't done anything, so maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done. I know he did like Attack the Block 2, and that's the only thing that I've seen him in.
Did you see this too? The clip of Kathleen Kennedy walking on stage, and it was basically like dead silence.
Yeah.
Like even the shill fans were going, like, all right, we're not gonna. They didn't boo her, so that's a positive.
I'm surprised she even went on stage, dude. It's been a minute since I've seen her on stage talking in front of a live audience. I remember like a year ago, if she would have went, I think they canceled Celebration last year. I'm pretty sure. I think if she would have went on stage at Celebration last year, she would have got booed for sure.
Yeah, the only thing that I know, Yeti, that I saw that was 90, like I'm 90%, well 99% sure is fake, was the pregnant Rey picture.
Yeah.
That was dead fake.
Yeah, that was definitely bait.
This Star Wars news is more confusing the more, and it doesn't all add up. Who knows, man? I don't think they know what's going on, to be quite honest. They never do, and everything gets canceled.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like the good news is all this sounds ridiculous, but it's probably never going to happen anyway. So
here's another one. This is the other movie they're talking about. It's The First Jedi, and it's supposed to be James Mangold, who directed Logan, is set to write a movie focused on the first ever Jedi to exist. Now, that spells an absolute disaster for everything with Star Wars. Like, they used to shit on George Lucas for the midichlorians thing. Yeah. I mean, can you even imagine what they're going to do with this?
That was supposed to be Taika Waititi's movie. I think. That's supposed to be what he was going to do.
So an interview with Yahoo, Mangold noted that he thought about a biblical epic focused on the dawning of the Force. Further elaborating, the filmmaker shared some key questions he wanted to ask. Where did it come from? When did they discover it? I guarantee you it's a woman. I guarantee you it's some...
You know what's sad? That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like the very first Jedi, like a biblical epic focused on the dawning of the Force. That actually sounds pretty cool. But it's just like, I have absolutely zero hope. Maybe if they actually do make all of these projects that they're announcing, maybe one of them will be like a diamond in the rough on accident. And hopefully it would be this one, if any of them happens to turn out good.
What's up, Pops? Another channel member, my friend. He makes a very good point that I completely forgot about too. He's like, I'm looking forward to see what the Miss Marvel director does with the Rey movie, because I forgot that she's the director of the Rey movie. So it's going to be a dumpster fire. Yeah, Soul Assassin says Dawn of the Jedi already been done with an okay comic series. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I didn't even know that existed. That's the first Jedi thing.
Yeah, it's the Dawn of the Jedi.
Let me see.
And I never read them, but I heard they were actually pretty decent. Not the greatest, but they were still decent. Yeah, Force is female. Let's see. I'll only see the Rey movie if it's really hilarious. I won't even do that. I'd sail the 7 seas before I go see anything. But no,
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. These are good concepts, not the Rey movie, right? That should have been done by Luke. That's the movie we should have saw.
Yeah, that's just creative. That's when you know you're out of ideas. When that one, I thought that was gonna happen, but I thought it was gonna happen like 5 more years down the line. Seems like they got desperate a lot sooner than I thought.
Yeah, this should have happened with Luke, not Rey doing this, but there's no way a man can do that. Absolutely not. And how much you want to bet? I guarantee you, I thought about this because I saw some people saying like, well, Luke's Force Ghost will be around helping her do this. How much you want to bet it's Leia's Force Ghost as well? Because remember, Leia supposedly, well, they can look at AI. Look at how far AI's come.
Yeah.
So they can just auto-generate her likeness and her voice.
Yeah. Probably will be.
I could see her definitely showing up. But again, like you said, great. This is a good concept, but I have no hope in them doing anything. And then obviously the Mandoverse event film, which what do they do? And that's another thing too. Think about this. This is going to be the total event of all the shows, right? Then what? Then what do you do with Disney Plus after that? Leah Poppins, dude. I remember, dude. I will never forget that till the day that I die.
I'm standing on that moment wasn't as stupid as everybody makes it out to be.
Oh, to me it was. I remember someone shouting in my theater. It was dead quiet. Someone was like, "What the fuck?" That's exactly. They were just like, "What the hell?" It doesn't make sense. And listen, I get it.
I'll explain it. I'll explain it the last time I'll ever talk about this. Okay. Imagine you're underwater in a swimming pool, right? And you're just floating in the middle of the water. And you grab the ladder that's like climbing down into the pool. You grab it and you pull it. You get pulled to the ladder, right? You're not pulling the ladder to you.
Yeah.
So Leia was like in the middle of the pool. She grabbed the ladder with the Force and she pulled on it. She force pulled the ship, and the ship is too big for her to move it. So she gets pulled to the ship. So it's actually not that stupid.
Well, the argument is like the biggest issue that I have with this is like Leia at that point in time that we knew of wasn't really that Force.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have those powers that we knew of. If they set it up and showed that she had been trained by Luke a little bit, she had those abilities, to me, it would have made more sense.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I guess it's blue, like, it's just somewhat believable to me because she has Skywalker blood.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in a moment of like she was going to die if she didn't do it. So maybe it was like instinctual. Rey, whenever she was about to die in Episode 9, I know that we don't want to reference Episode 9 too much.
Yeah.
But Rey, when she was about to die in Episode 9, like all the Jedi appeared to her and gave her advice. Maybe she had like Anakin pop into her head and say like, "You have the Force, use it," something like that. Who gives a shit, man?
It doesn't even matter at this point. Like we're trying to make excuses for it, and it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, in reality, they're not thinking excuses that deep. Yeah.
Oh, look at Yeti, simp. He just wants feet pics.
Yeti, you're not included in the stream. Okay, go to bed.
So yeah, the Mandoverse events. Dave Filoni will be writing into. Oh, dude, I want him to do his own movie. Everyone talks about how I want him to do a movie, and I hope. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I hope it bombs. I hope it fucking shits. And
is this gonna be a theatrical release?
Bad. Yeah, this is gonna be a film.
That's gonna bomb.
This is gonna be a fan film. That's what it's gonna look like.
Yeah,
he's gonna write and
all
direct.
The stuff that they do is so low budget.
Yeah,
that's what I can't put my finger on like what it is, but like everything that comes out on Disney Plus just seems so low budget. And if you compare it to like, it's not everything that Disney has done with Star Wars because the sequel trilogy looked good, and Rogue One looked really good.
Dude, even Andor looked really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, compare Andor to the Ahsoka trailer. Like you could see when you zoom in on Rosario Dawson's face, you could see clearly it's paint.
Yeah.
And then you could see like the foam ruffles of her, like whatever the tentacles or whatever the hell they're called off of her head. I mean, it looks like crap.
Yeah.
So
it's sad, man.
Is there a Lizzo Jack Black double pack Epcot Center player yet? Yeah, I don't blame those two, honestly. It's ridiculous that they put them in there for sure. Like did you see that clip with Lizzo, Jack Black, and what's his name from Back to the Future? It's so cringe. Boba and Kenobi look cheap. Yeah. I mean,
Kenobi looked extremely cheap. Yeah.
Kenobi was laughable. Like I said, that was, look, hats off to them. If they didn't make that show, it wouldn't have hit 1,000 subscribers. So I have to thank the Kenobi show because my videos went really well. And I got to 1,000 because of Kenobi. So thank you, Disney. I appreciate you shitting on it because my reviews did really well. So I will say that. The other one, Tales of the Jedi Season 2. I mean, the first one was okay. It's going to be more Ahsoka. So
I didn't even watch that.
It wasn't bad. The Ahsoka parts sucked. I didn't like those. But the part with, what's his name? From Count Dooku. His like little plots and those were actually really good. I did enjoy those because they kind of explored his relationship with Qui-Gon a little bit. And they showed behind the scenes, like after Qui-Gon's death, how Dooku handled it. Like, I thought that was really well done.
Who made that? Was that Filoni?
Yeah, I believe it was Filoni and all of them too, because it just looked like Clone Wars stuff. Hashtag RIP Wade. Yeah, and then we have. Did you see Bad? I'm not even touching. Now I've heard a lot of good things about Bad Batch, but I didn't give two shits. I don't care. I haven't watched it.
No, I'm good.
No desire at all. And then what's the other Star Wars Visions? They're coming out with a second one as well.
That was kind of cool. That was kind of like hit or miss, but a couple hits.
All right, see you, David. Appreciate it, my friend.
The Tatooine Rhapsody one was so.
Oh my god, that was terrible. That was really bad. But there's a couple that look good or that were decent, and the trailer that I saw, it didn't look bad, but that was another one, man. It was like every single little mini show, everything's female centric, everything. And I'm like, I don't mind having more female Jedi, but why is everything led by females anymore? Like, why can't it just be fair across the board? I mean, we know why, but they're really pushing heavily the female agenda here with Star Wars, and it's just like, well,
that's why, bro. You need to make another channel so we can get in depth on like why they're doing the female agenda stuff. Because it's like, everybody just wants you to get on here and be like, man, all these females leading everything. Like it's so annoying, and it is, man. It's frustrating. But like, there's actually like reasons, like deep reasons behind why they're doing that, and that's the type of conversations I like to have now. Because to me, all this stuff's dead. Like Star Wars, Marvel, it's all dead. Like I understand females they run that stuff now. Like that, it is what it is. There's cucks like Filoni running it, and they're gonna put their jerk puppets like Ahsoka front and center of everything. That's just what they're gonna do. But like, there's a deeper, darker agenda behind it. And yeah, that's the stuff I like talking about now.
We see what's going on. It's all comes down to ESG scores. And with what's going on with the government, because like I said, a lot of these corporations and whatnot, they get government funding. They get money for pushing this stuff. So like when these things fail, it's like, well, yeah, they're getting subsidized and they're getting money from the government for pushing this propaganda because it's their propaganda. So there's a reason for it. Dude, we can talk about it on the streams all day long. We can dive. We can dive for sure. Flaccid Phoenix for $4.99 super chat. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the $4.99. Says, wasn't Kathleen Kennedy about to get fired like 3 years ago?
And 7 years ago too.
7 years ago, and then also remember the Civil War, like the epic Civil War between Dave and John and Kathleen Kennedy and all that. Yeah, it's been. I guess they lost the war. I don't know. But
it does seem. I mean. It does seem odd. I don't know. It does seem like there's some sort of shift. I remember whenever Chapek got fired or left, whatever it was, and then Iger came in, they were saying that he's tired of Kathleen Kennedy and what she's doing to Star Wars and stuff like that. And then The Mandalorian season 3 comes out and it's just absolutely ass. And like season 1 and season 2, they weren't like the best thing ever made, but they weren't this bad. Like that does seem kind of weird.
Yeah,
that it just nosedived that hard. And also, they're talking about this season of The Mandalorian as like it's going to be the last season. I saw some tweets earlier with Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni quotes talking about it like it's going to be the last season. But Jon Favreau has already said multiple times that he has a script for season 4. So that's also a big contradiction or change.
Yeah, I saw the same thing, that there's he has a script for season 4, and I think after 4 is where they lead into that the culminant, the movie that they're leading up to. And yes,
or could they just make season 4 the movie? Maybe.
Oh, they could. Yeah, they could absolutely tie it in, but it's going to have to run concurrent with Ahsoka because it all has to lead up to it. So they're going to have to kill time because they're going to want to drag Ahsoka into at least 2 seasons, I would imagine, before they make a movie out of it. They have to. They're going to try because what else do they have after this whole Mandoverse is over? There's nothing else on Disney Plus even worth watching if you're a Star Wars fan. Just the old shit over and over again, or what, Andor 2? No one even watched that. So
yeah, and it's sad because I would say like you can go back to the prequel era, like the Clone Wars era, make some live action shows in there with Hayden and Rosario. But like I wouldn't even care about that. Like you're not even gonna get me back and people like me back by doing stuff like that. Because I was watching a little bit earlier in the stream when you were talking about the new Harry Potter reboot, and you were like, no matter what they do with these movies, the originals will always exist and stuff like that. That's what I used to say about Star Wars too. Like everybody, whenever Disney first bought Star Wars, they were like, "Oh, they're gonna ruin Star Wars." I'm like, how could they possibly ruin Star Wars? Like I was like, no matter how bad these new movies are, it will never change the originals. Like it just will never. And to be honest, dude, like I don't have any interest in ever watching the original trilogy ever again or the prequels. Like I'm done with it all. Like it's all done. It's all dead to me, and it's because of what Disney has done. That's crazy to say.
If I knew oh, hey, real quick, I just want to say thank you for Flaccid for the $4.99 and for the beer money. So this one's for you. I appreciate it.
Give me a hell yeah! I said, give me a hell yeah!
Appreciate it, my friend. But I would honestly now, knowing what I know, go back in time and say, you know what? Redo all the movies. Keep the prequels and the original a separate thing, right?
Yeah.
And just redo them all. And then it's just like, okay, I have my 6 movies. You new clowns can have all this new nonsense. Make Luke black, trans, whatever. Don't care. Do whatever you want. And at least the originals aren't touched. But now, like, same way. I love the originals. I love the prequels. But now every time I watch them, it's all tainted. Because now I think of, oh, well, now you have some retard Mandalorian running around with Grogu at this time, and it's all tied together. And then you have Rey showing up, and
and now like they're bringing like the prequels, which was what I grew up on. They're bringing in Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen into these really dog shows, and every time I see them in the prequels now, I'm just like, oh yeah, like that's the Kenobi, that's the guys that were in Kenobi, that dog shit show. And it's just it's lost all of its magic, man. It's sad.
And yes, I agree. If you're here and you haven't hit the like button, please do. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the shout out, Flaccid. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, and that's the thing too. It kind of like when I see Ian and all them show up for for these new shows, and I'm kind of like, oh man, you're sellouts. It's like, and I get why they're doing what they need to do and they're getting paid or whatever, but I don't know. I have a hard time. Like if you really cared about the work that you've done and everything, you wouldn't be involved in what they're doing now, because they're clearly destroying the old stories. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just it's hard for me to.
I just can't see anything good coming out of the new Harry Potter reboot. Like what could they possibly do that's to improve the universe with a reboot?
Oh, with the Harry Potter, the only thing I heard was that the movies weren't as true to the books, and they left a lot of stuff out. Like they left a lot that they can now focus on and dial into a little bit further than they left out in the movies. Apparently, like I know Snape wasn't true to him to really how Snape's character was. There was more between Harry and Hermione, apparently. And again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know. Just things that I've seen on Twitter and whatnot. So I guess they can explore a lot of stuff that was left out by digging into the series and doing that. Yeah. Do I think it needs to happen? No. I mean, it can't hurt. And if they want to monetize it and for people that want to re-experience it, they can. But again, if they hate it, then they can always say, well, screw this. I have my movies, like we said earlier, and it's not tainted. So, but yeah, apparently Yeti read the books and says there's tons. Yeah. Nerd. Why are you reading that?
Imagine reading books.
What an idiot.
Go lift some weights or something, nerd.
Each episode would be a chapter or something like that. Yeah. Apparently it's so that would be 7 books. So 7. Well, no, one of the books was broken up into 2 movies because the book was so big. So
isn't there a new book too? There's the Cursed Child or something like that. Isn't that a new book?
I heard it didn't go. So
no, I read the synopsis of it. It sounds pretty fucking insane. Like, it sounds like somebody who was on like LSD the entire time they were writing it.
Well, I mean, she's probably out.
That's what I was gonna say, man. A lot of people are saying it's gonna be great because J.K. Rowling is heavily involved. I'm like, you must not know who J.K. Rowling is. That person is a lunatic. Like, she just because she got canceled doesn't mean she's a good person. Like, doesn't mean her views align with ours.
Yeah, she's definitely not, and that's what I said earlier when I was talking about it. I was like, well, it's a lot of people are saying it'll stay true to the source material because she's involved. Yes, but she's also she is very leftist.
Yeah.
So I don't think she would be opposed to, like, if they conning her in, like saying, hey, why don't we make Hermione, Hispanic or Asian? She'll probably be like, that's fine, whatever, why not?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they'll find some ways to trick her. They'll just give her a full cast list, like an option for casting, and it'll be no white people at all.
It's like, these are the only people. These are the only people that apply. I don't know. So only them. I don't know. Tell you, this is what you got. Pick one.
I love Harry Potter too, but I just don't deep. I've never read the book. I read the first book when I was a little kid. I barely remember, and I'm not that deep in the lore. So I really like the movies though. I thought they were good. Other than the first one, I can't rewatch the first one, dude. It's so boring to me. People hate when I say that, but it's
the
so
first movie
boring.
isn't my favorite at all. I like how it gets really dark later, and like the last movie was really good too. Like I love that aspect. You watch the first one, watch the last one. It's literally night and day. It's like a kid's movie, and then it's like, okay, now the kid's grown up. We're gonna start slaughtering people. So you love this character? Stand by because he's about to get his open.
Yeah.
But yeah, so. All right, so getting back to this garbage, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, no one cares. Bad Batch, no one cares. Of Omega.
Can't wait for Omega to come back, yeah.
Oh, she'll be live action somewhere. She'll be like 80 years old. Her stupid accent. Yeah, and then the Skeleton Crew of no clue, no idea what that's about, don't care. But yeah, so this is what we got with Star Wars. Like I said, we got Thrawn. Everyone's losing their wad off of them casting or showing Thrawn. It's like, why does that even matter?
The only good things that happen now that people get excited about is just cameos from the past. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's only, think about the Book of Boba Fett. The only episode that people liked was like the one with the blue guy, Cad Bane.
Oh, yeah.
Like that episode, all cameos happened. It's like nothing actually, like, people don't get excited for the actual plot anymore. It's just like, who's gonna show up next? The same thing with Marvel. That's all they do. It's like at the end of every Marvel movie, there's like a little cameo or a tease for who's gonna show up in the next movie. It's like,
they're just waiting
for
about
the plot anymore.
Yeah, it's like, did you stay for the after credits? Like, nah, I didn't. No,
I don't really make it through the movie, man. You think I'm gonna sit through the credits?
I can YouTube it in like 2 seconds because someone already put it online.
Right.
The funniest thing, I saw some comment about this show coming out, The Young Jedi Adventures, and it doesn't pull up, does it? Goddamn ad! If I hear that fucking thing one more, I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Yeah, I heard it a little bit.
Oh, holy shit! It's blowing out my eardrums. But someone was making fun of Young Jedi Adventures. They're like, do they know how that show's gonna end? Because Anakin's gonna come down and slaughter every single one of them. But yeah, Star Wars is completely dead. Oh, look, they even still have on here on the direct Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie, a droid story, apparently a Lando movie they still want to do. Like, who cares? I never thought in a million years you can ruin this IP with how big it is, how big the universe is, and
I thought they would eventually figure it out, man. Like after a few failures in a row, I thought they would try to switch it up. It's funny because they do try to switch stuff up every once in a while, and it just gets worse somehow.
F them kids. But no, yeah, it's bonkers, man. I don't know. All this stuff came out, and I was like, dude, I every single time I see something Star Wars related, I'm like, I wonder what you think. Because, like I said, I just did a video on Pops's channel. We were talking about how I got into YouTube and stuff. Like, he does a lot of those videos, kind of videos to maybe help newer creators come in.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned in that video, like, that, you know, you and ABJ, like, kind of reached out to me when I was just starting and, like, hey, you know, just throwing me some tips and stuff, and how into this you guys were, and how much it's changed in just so long. Just because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, first off, yeah, it's just considering world events. This is not even important on the scale.
Yeah,
but also too, it's just, I don't know. I feel bad for guys like Echo Base, you know, that have dedicated channels to this, that kind of have to watch it. They have.
It also really sucks for them because, like, right now the interest in Star Wars is high because there's a lot of stuff getting announced. Like, you're either really excited about it if you're a bot, or you're, you know, more on our side where you're just like, oh, this is all dog shit, but I want to laugh at it. So they're actually getting people to watch Star Wars videos right now. But when it's totally out of their control, when Lucasfilm is running the IP into the ground and the interest is at zero, nobody's going to be watching Star Wars videos. And there's nothing they can do about it. Like, they can make the best video in the world, but nobody's going to watch because nobody cares. But
yeah, it's like Star Wars Celebration comes out, the hype's there, and then after that it disappears, right? And then now we're back to this lull of, because even with The Mandalorian, the lowest ratings it's had, I think, ever.
It's like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, dude.
Yeah,
audience score.
And as you know, I think Valiant Renegade kind of helm this comment. It's like, that's their golden goose. That's the Disney Plus golden goose right now, because they literally have nothing else. They have nothing. They have no other shows coming out, no movies. I think Marvel has a new series coming out for what's his name? Oh, I can't think of the guy's name. But even then, it doesn't matter. No one cares. What's going on with Marvel right now? You know, so I don't know. This is crazy. Carlos, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by, man. I haven't seen your name in here before. Yeah, Star Wars is boring now. Yeah, it's just it's lame. Because the only episodes I did a review on episode 1, and then I watched, I think, up to episode 3. And then because I was like, I'm not reviewing it anymore, but I did end up watching up to episode 3, and I'm like, 90% of this, even Flaccid, when I was on their stream, we were talking about it's all filler. It's like he walks to his ship, then he walks back, and then
dude, I was thinking about it earlier. I haven't even watched it, and I'm like, you know what it seems like, just based off the reactions on Twitter, it seems like they have enough content for 2 episodes, and then they just fill in the rest with like random bullshit, like Grogu getting inside of IG-11's body, like shit like that. It's like, just make a hour-and-a-half long movie and call it a day, man.
Well, the whole first episode was like, hey, I need IG-88 or IG-11. I trust him. You know, he's the only droid that I need. Spent that whole episode talking about that, and then literally in the next episode, he gets R5. So everything happened in episode 1 had nothing to do with the rest. Now he's got R5. I remember when he actually goes to Mandalore, and he lands, and he's telling R5, like, hey, you need to get out and check the area to make sure it's breathable. It's like, he can't do that from the ship. He has to get out and then travel over there like that by these rocks to do it. Like, it just, again, nonstop filler. It was stupid. And I was just like, I'm not. And then the episodes are only 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it's like, of a 25-minute episode, you have probably 15 minutes of filler. Yeah. So people are waiting till like 3 a.m. to watch this shit for 10 minutes of actual story. No, this is, I nobody got time for that.
It's sad, dude, because of season 1, it seemed like it could have been the beginning of something actually good, because it was brand new characters. Obviously they stole some stories from like other, like Boba Fett's origin story and stuff like that. But like, there was a new character with Grogu, or Baby Yoda back then. There's a new character with Din Djarin, Gina Carano's character, Grief Karga, all of the other, like, there's all brand new characters. And they just slowly integrate it with characters that we already knew, to the point where now we're only excited, or I'm not ever excited, but the fans are only excited whenever characters that we knew from the past show up. And it was even the same thing with season 2. Like, that was like 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And when I think back to season 2, I'm like, all right, what are the best moments in season 2? The Boba Fett episode, so a character showing up from before, and then the Luke Skywalker cameo at the end, a character showing up from before. So there's nothing that that were actually originally thought of in The Mandalorian season 2 that I think of as like a legendary moment of Star Wars. It's all past characters.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, do you remember the previous that people complained about, like, oh, it feels like a video game because it's going from like side quest to side quest. At least then, and during like season 2 and 1, he was doing things. He was battling monsters, or what, like the snow monster, and he was getting into these little adventures. That ain't doing that now. It's just like, it's like almost Game of Thrones nonsense talking and kind of dumb shit like that. It's like they've completely went off the deep end with this season 3 from the stuff that I've seen, at least. And and again, everyone's saying that Bo-Katan's completely hijacked the show, and now it's not even about, he got sidelined in his own TV show. So I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, when this started, it was great. It felt like something new, something fresh, something to get you away from the whole Rey nonsense. And it was like, all right, well, at least I know this timeline, so it's cool to see the remnants of the stormtroopers' helmets, right? Like, that was cool stuff. But it was something also new, and now we're right back to square one, right where Disney shit all over it. It's like, well, now we got the same old shit going on. Everything's going to go back to Rey, and Grogu's the centerpiece. Because when you first saw Grogu, did you think he was going to be a sticking character forever? No. I thought it was just a mission, right? Just done with my mission, I'm going to move on.
Yeah, I thought he would be a little bit more than just like a mission, but I thought it was like a 1-2 season type thing, and then just like I thought that it would have been really well if we never saw him again after the finale of season 2. That would have been
or if he showed up in the future down the road, like, you know, he was gone from season 3, showed up maybe season 4 or 5, whatever. But give a break, give a little bit of time. I mean, they couldn't even get their own story straight as to how long Grogu was gone for. They said something like he was gone for 2 or 3 years. It's like, you're telling me Book of Boba Fett was like a 2-year gap between? It was like the next day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if it was me writing it, I would say that Grogu left with Luke and he got slaughtered by Kylo Ren. I'm not even saying that to be funny. I'm not even saying that because I hate Grogu. I think that would be the best storyline. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, because like you said, what are they going to do now to pull off? Well, Grogu's got to get captured. That's the only way. What I think is in the culminating event, because they're tying Grogu into the whole clone crap. So they're going to have to capture Grogu, steal his blood so that Snoke can be created. And the movie will probably be them breaking Grogu out of whatever Imperial prison he's being held in. Din Djarin will die in the process, and someone will take Grogu and go hide him somewhere. And who knows? Maybe I don't know. Maybe Luke shows up. Yeah, maybe
I don't
Rey.
know what time period it's gonna be, but
yeah, who knows? If it's in the Mandoverse, Ahsoka's got to be around. Maybe Ahsoka will. Maybe that's what it's got to be.
Ahsoka's definitely gonna be there.
Well, Ahsoka will probably end up taking Grogu away, and they'll be hiding in the galaxy while all the stuff happened with the Rise of Skywalker. Ahsoka's got to be dead during the Rise of Skywalker, right?
I don't know.
Imagine. I don't know.
She talked to Rey, I think. So probably,
they'll change it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what, dude. Whenever you say like, I wonder where Grogu and Ahsoka are gonna be, I start to think, and I'm like, wait, there's some cool options here. I'm like, wait, I don't give a shit. I forgot. None of the cool stuff that I think of is remotely going to happen. So why would I ever think about it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we can sit there and speculate and then go, oh, wait a second. The people that are thinking of this don't care as much as they're not even taking as much time as we are to talk about it. So it doesn't even matter.
Yep.
But yeah. So like, thank you guys. I don't have to watch the Mandoverse movie now. Yeah, we just basically spilled it all out. Like, yep, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be trash. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a lot of Star Wars stuff, news coming out. Like I said, I didn't get to do any of the videos on it. I was not gonna fall for the bait of pregnant Rey. I was like, no way. I know that's fake. But I knew I had.
Luckily, I've been watching EBN to keep up with all my news, so. I watched their video about it. I think they were like one of the first ones to make videos about it, and they said at the end of their first video that it was bait. So,
yeah. Yeah, I really like the guys over at Echo Base Network. They make good videos, and I don't know if you saw what's that one lunatic around the galaxy or whatever?
Yeah, that dude blocked me like years ago, dude. He used to talk so much shit about me.
Yeah, he was like trying to get them in trouble or something
Yeah,
today.
he said that they were like he was like threatening to physically harm them or something.
Yeah, that, and also too, he tried to like tag Disney in like, can they stream your stuff on Patreon? Isn't this stealing or illegal? Like they're trying to get them in some type of legal trouble. Oh my god. So this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you ever watched Ninja Turtles back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they Echo Base, what's it called? This Around the Galaxy lunatic. This guy.
I didn't get to watch the video, man. I wish I could have watched it before it was privated.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it either. I know it said it says this tool right here is claiming that Nerdrotics, Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Cannell are guilty of making their fans violent. This is definitely defamation and was the most hilarious thing I've seen in forever. Pitiful white knight attempt. Y'all need popcorn. And then he made it private, of course. So, but yeah, he tried to tag something in them with Disney about them trying to trying to get them.
I think I remember that.
Trouble. Yeah, which is just like, how sad are you, man? Like, leave. Like, what do you give a shit? I don't know. Star Wars fans, like the Disney ones, are real lunatics. I don't.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say that earlier. Whenever I was like, I don't want to shit on them too much. But if you're like a diehard Disney Star Wars fan, like you gotta have some sort of autism, or like something is wrong with you, man. Like extremely low IQ or some sort of disability.
Yeah, it's again, like if they're normal and it's like, well, you don't have to like it, but I enjoy it. Hey, I respect that, right? Like there's like Robert Meyer Burnett. It's like that. Like he likes his stuff. If you dislike it, fine. You know, as long as you're bringing a solid argument. For the most part, he's pretty, straight up about it.
He's a cool guy when it comes to movies and stuff.
But then there are some where it's like, oh, you don't agree with me? Okay, well, you're obviously you're a Yahtzee or something.
But even Robert, who like he still like is very much. I hope he doesn't take this disrespectfully, but blue pilled when it comes to like Hollywood. Still very much like by. He's even like out of Disney Star has been for a long time. Like ever since Last Jedi, he to trash on Disney Star Wars. So.
Yeah, I did see him and Doomcock actively going back and forth over Picard. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, you watched that?
I have not watched any of it. No,
I don't even know what that is. I'll be real with you. That's a Star Trek thing, right?
Yeah, it's Star Trek, like the Next Generation, same group. And I never got into it really as a kid. I've always heard really good things. I would have to start from the beginning, and I don't have the time to do that, so I've not really dug into it. But I've heard really good things about season 3. But Doomcock is on that hell bent, like, well, if you watch any of it and you give them good ratings, they're gonna keep doing shit. And they re-signed that Kurtzman guy apparently because this season did really well. So him and Robert Meyer Burnett were going back and forth about it. I mean, I don't care enough about anything to go like. I mean, I love like Ghostbusters, right? But if someone's fine, I'm like, okay, well, you can like whatever you like. You can shit on whatever you want to. It doesn't affect me. So.
Yeah. The thing is, man, for some reason, and I've been talking about this in my videos recently with the whole Bud Light situation. For some reason, when it comes to like boycotting studios and not watching movies, like people just can't do it. Like for some reason, like ever since the Gina Carano stuff went down, everybody was like, let's stop watching Star Wars, like stop buying Disney Star Wars merchandise. People can't resist, dude. It's like crack. It's like no matter how bad it is, people are going to watch Disney Star Wars.
Well, even Marvel too, right? Like you have a lot of the usual suspects. They piss on Marvel all the time, but you know what? They're at every movie. They're at every movie review. And I get it, right? I know the argument because I'm a review channel too. I do movie reviews, but I'm sorry, man. If I'm not going to review, I'm not going to go at least spend money on it. Like I'm going to somehow pirate it or something. Or, I'm not going to spend the money on it. Or maybe they buy another ticket and they go somewhere else. Fine, whatever. But I don't know. It's just, it does seem a little hypocritical in that sense. But again, I do understand the aspect because it's like, well, I'm a review channel and a lot of their fans a lot of people like hearing their favorite YouTubers shit on stuff.
Yeah, that's what they watch them for. Like,
yeah, so it's like you gotta.
I used to be that, dude. I'm not trying to say that I'm like above that either. I was one of the people who couldn't resist watching Star Wars. Like, even though I knew it was most likely going to be trash, I was still watching it every single time a new show came out. It's only now that I don't watch it anymore because I just don't want to. It's not like I'm taking some sort of stand, like moral stand, or trying to like take money out their pocket. I just don't want to watch it.
See, that was my thing. Like, I actually enjoyed watching Obi-Wan because it was funny. Like, it was funny to rip on. It was that bad.
Dude, I remember watching your reviews like while I was running. I would like listen to your reviews, and I would have to like stop running and like bust out laughing listening to your review, dude.
Because I
good.
Thoroughly enjoyed, and it was so fun. I will never ever. That's one moment that I remember watching the Obi-Wan series, and he fucking ran from Vader, dude. He just fucking every time I think about it, I just like want to cry laughing because it was so ridiculous, and that was funny. But like watching The Mandalorian, and I was gonna review it. I really thought about it, and I was like, I can't. Like, I'm not enjoying this at all. It's not fun. Doing editing and like the time that I have to put in to watch this damn thing and then it's not worth it. It's really not. So
do you still like do you enjoy, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but how much do you enjoy making videos on like pop culture stuff still? Do you still like it?
Hit or miss. Some days. The reason why sometimes I have an issue with it is just because, as you know, I pay attention a lot to other world events and politics and stuff. So like the weight of things that are going on in my mind, it's like, well, I'm sitting here taking the time to do a video on fucking, Rey being pregnant, or I'm thinking about, like the dollar bill's crashing and we're not going to have currency in the next 6 months. Like, that's where I'm like, where's the importance here? So that's where I struggle, but that's where I have to, when it comes to reviews and stuff, I'm just like, all right, I'm going to start focusing on some, like, I had a good time watching the Mario movie and doing that review. Like, I enjoyed that. That was fun. It's just right now, there's just not a lot of stuff coming out that's worth freaking reviewing anymore.
Yeah.
So
well, the good thing is about like the dollar crash and stuff like that is if the dollar's going to crash, there's really nothing you can do about it by talking about it on YouTube. Like, that's just going to happen. The stuff that I like talking about is culture war stuff, just like trying to persuade people to come to the common sense side, which you can also do with pop culture. So if you're I'm kind of black pill to it, where I think the pop culture war is kind of just lost at this point. Like, I think that Hollywood is just, it's gone. Like, Hollywood is definitely gone. When it comes to other pop culture stuff, you have a chance, but that's what I used to think I was doing, and I just kind of like came to the conclusion that it's just fucked. Like, there's nothing we can do about it, man. It's all running to the ground.
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only way I think out of it is legitimately you have to stop watching it.
Yeah.
Just like look with the Bud Light thing. Look at how much money they've lost.
Yeah, 6 billion. 7 billion
in like a couple weeks. Imagine if
not even a week.
It hasn't even been a week yet. So imagine if everyone who hates all the things that are going on with Disney, just stop going to the parks, stop watching all their shit, stop buying everything. Imagine if they all did that. Exactly. That's the problem. So it's like it doesn't matter. You talk about it all you want. You can, and that's the contradiction of, you got guys or the YouTubers that talk about that stuff, like, Marvel sucks, they're garbage, MCU, blah blah blah. But it's like, but we're all going to see the movie still, and we're all buying the same. And again, same thing. Like, I'm not on some moral high ground, like I'm better, but it's like, well, we see what happened with Bud Light. You got to stop at some point. You got to like show them, hey, we're serious. If you're not doing that, you're not serious. And they go, well, even if you're hate watching, look at She-Hulk. Remember, they were bragging. Now it didn't get a second season.
Yeah,
but they were bragging. They're like, "Oh, look, we were the best." And people were hate. Well, Velma got. People were hate watching the hell out of that.
There's like, the thing is, there's nobody on the people who talk about this type of stuff. Nobody's gonna galvanize their audience to stop watching everything, because then they stop getting viewers.
Yep.
The reason why the Bud Light thing worked is because of people like Matt Walsh and Charlie Kirk and everybody else, like Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro. All of them were on Twitter on YouTube saying, "Stop buying Bud Light. Look what they're doing. They're doing this disgusting stuff." And then everybody was like, "Oh, you're right." Like there's no reason for any of them to not say stop buying Bud Light because it like fits the type of content they make. Mm-hmm. But if these people that make the reviews and just shit on Star Wars and Marvel all day, if they were like, "Hey, let's stop watching this stuff," they would take a huge financial hit. They have no incentive to do that.
Yep. Well, and Execute makes a good point too. So it feels like there's too many normies and shills for anything to change. And it is. I mean, I know like in our space, right, we're used to everybody kind of being on the same page, and we all understand the people that are watching me right now, everyone here gets it. There's a lot of people out there still that have no idea what's going on. They don't see past the curtain. They don't go, well, yeah, there are a lot of females now. Like, why is that? They don't think past the fact that
it took me a while to realize, man.
Yeah, it's like it's unless it's pointed out and you go, well, wait a second, here's why. This is. Did you notice this? Did you see them? For example, look at Din Djarin, right? Backseated in his own show. It's a female taking over, and she's the leader and all this, and you have a lot of people that are like, no, that's just normal. It's like, nah, there's more to that. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they continuously make the man the bumbling idiot, why they continuously make the man weaker to the female. It's programming. It's that they see that nonstop, but it takes a lot of people. And then there's some people that are completely they don't want to see it. They don't want the curtain removed. They're like, I'm happy behind the curtain. Like, I'm happy with the curtain in front of me, and I don't want to know that Disney hates me, right? Because there's a lot of people that grew up with, like, Disney being that magical place that, like, oh, this company loves me, and they're happy and everything. I don't want to know that they really want to, like, eat my soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want to know that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I probably will still go to Disney World. Like, like it is what it is, man.
I don't think I would ever go to Disney World again. I haven't been since like 90s.
I just go with my family. I'm not paying myself. If I get where I'll go, but I'm not paying
myself.
If
someone was like, look, I'm not going to lie. If someone's like, hey, here's a free trip to Disney, well, I'll pay for everything. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. But I'm not spending. No, I'd rather go to Universal. And
Universal's fun, dude. Have you been there recently?
No. It's been a long time.
Universal's so fun.
I hear it. And then they're the Mario World's opening up there, I think, or something. Mm-hmm. And
they have the whole Harry Potter thing is super cool. Like they have the first time I went with the Harry Potter World, they just had like the simulation ride. Now they have a cool roller coaster with Hagrid. They have this new ride, the Jurassic World ride, dude. It's so.
I heard it's nuts.
Bro, it's insane. Like it goes upside down multiple times at like a really fast speed, but there's no bar that goes over your shoulders. It's only a lap bar. Oh, you're going upside down multiple times with just a lap bar. It feels crazy. But it's a newer roller coaster, so I think it's probably safe. But it feels insane.
And here's a typical Yeti response.
Yeah, Yeti's dumb.
We don't know if it affected Anheuser-Busch yet. Right now, it can just be normal stock fluctuation. He's always that guy.
You remember when James O'Keefe got outed from Project Veritas? Yeti was like, I don't think it's actually collusion.
It wasn't because of that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was obviously because of false firings. And
they just put him on leave. Like there's no bad faith acting here.
Here we go. If their profit shows substantial reduction, actually, then the stock will truly plummet. But right now, the stock here, Yeti, hang on. I'm just gonna.
It's weird how the stock went down. It was going up, 52-week high, right? For so long, it was going up for like 6 months, and then as soon as Dylan Mulvaney did a light ad, it drops.
Yeti, I just like 6%. Remember, Yeti, I love you. So just remember when I play this, okay? Just hang on.
You are one dumb son of a bitch.
I don't mean that, obviously, but I just like to give you shit. But yeah, Yeti's always that guy. It's like, well, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's actually. Yeah. I think it's safe to say that the Dylan Mulvaney stuff had a big impact on what's going on. I don't know about you, but I think so. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe maybe stocks will start going up and sales will start going through the roof. Who knows?
Maybe people will forget about it in 2 weeks, possible. But I think that, like I said, there's a lot of people to get as the consumer base now. Like all the people that listed before, all these creators, there's a lot of people out there now that probably keep their foot on the gas, including me. I'm probably not going to try to forget about it, even though I don't have that big of a following. Hopefully people also, keep talking about it.
Well, and remind them too that there's, Anheuser-Busch owns more than just Bud Light and Budweiser. There's other properties out there that they own that, hey, because I had a couple people that are like, oh, I'll just go to Busch Light or I'll go to Michelob, but it's like the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
It's that same person, just different can of water that you're drinking. So
yeah, the good thing is I don't drink beer at all. I don't like beer.
Yeah, I've completely almost cut it all out. So if
anything, I said that in my video, I was like, it's too many calories. I was like, it's too many calories to drink beer. And somebody in my comments was like, you sound like a woman or something like that. Like, you sound like a woman counting your calories. I'm like, okay, dude, you can be fat. I'll go be a woman with my 6-pack over here.
No, I because I went to a carnivore diet pretty strictly. I've been not as strict as I have been, but ever since then I cut out alcohol from Thanksgiving, and when I was gone on vacation with my brother, I had a couple Michelob Ultra. Dude, it immediately gave me heartburn, and I never had that problem before. And this was only a couple weeks ago, so it's now it's hard for me to actually drink any alcohol. It actually bothers my body, so it's because hasn't had it in forever, so it's rejecting it now. So it's interesting. So
that I've only had one sip of beer my entire life.
Yeah, it depends on
other than that, I haven't drank any alcohol. I don't drink. I haven't drank in my entire life.
The only time I really enjoy drinking alcohol a lot is, and when it tastes the best, is after when I play hockey, right? Sweating, you're exhausted, you're tired, and it tastes amazing then. Or after yard work or something. But again, I'm an old man, so it's a little bit different. But but again, right now, it's not worth it anymore. I feel way better not drinking it. But like I said, we're just giving you hell, but because I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying looking at a 4% drop isn't an appropriate measurement at this time. I mean, they did say they lost $5 billion in 5.
It's up to $7 billion now.
Yeah, $7 billion is a lot. I mean, I know you're saying 4%. 4% equaled $7 billion, though.
You also have to take it context also matters. Everybody's saying they're at a 52-week high. That means that before the 4% drop, they were on an astronomical rise, and then something drastically changed right when Dylan Mulvaney was in the ad. So obviously the correlation is there.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, it, like I said, it may bounce back up, and without a doubt, execute Boomer for sure, without a doubt. Yeah. But no, that's really all that I had tonight. Like I said, the main thing was Star Wars, and like I said, there was so much stuff coming out. It was nonstop with celebrations, and I was going to try to make videos, and I was like, man, I can't keep up with all the shit going on. There's just no way. But so I was like, I'll just save it for the stream. We'll talk about it. And then all the Cinemax stuff going on. Cinemax, there you go. See, HBO Max, all the Max stuff coming out. I figured out what the hell, we'll do a stream on it. And then, like I said, with it being with the big Star Wars news, dude, I got to have you on so we can talk about it. That's why I asked you. It was you want to come on here and talk about this? And because I know you don't care anymore, but it's still interesting to.
Yeah, I know a lot about it, so yeah, it's at least something that I can come on here and talk about.
It's I don't care about that old girlfriend from long ago, but when I see her fail, I'm still gonna laugh at it.
Yeah. I just want to throw this out there as well. The new Last Kingdom movie comes out at midnight tonight. So,
it comes out tonight?
Yeah.
I'm still behind for sure, but I'm glad it's coming out.
Please catch up.
I know.
I already, dude, this is the last thing that Netflix is ever going to make that's good. You gotta watch it, man.
You mean the new, what's that show with that Asian show? The games, what are those called?
Oh, Squid Game.
They're making an Americanized versions.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course they are. They're gonna milk that for as much money as possible.
The last thing that I heard about it is they're gonna make a Squid Game universe, like a cinematic universe, like Marvel.
Of course they are.
Once I saw that, I was like, "Yep, that's the end of that. That thing's dead."
Potter Max, Jesus. But yeah,
I'm excited, man.
That's all that I got. But hey, if you guys are here and you're not subscribed to Justin, please, his link is in the subscription or in the description below. Please subscribe to his channel. Justin, what do you got going on, man? Are you I know you've been putting out weekly videos. Like I said, if you like stuff like, I don't even want to compare it to this, but other culture war news, I mean, I'll let you sell it.
I don't know what the hell I do, man. I just talk about like drama and like the culture war, I guess.
Oh, what's the latest on old Fat Beard?
Oh, the quartering.
Yeah, what's going on with him? Isn't he getting into a fight or something?
Yeah, man, I try to sumo wrestle instead of boxing. I don't know my advice, but apparently he's getting a match.
I thought you were going to box him.
I wanted to, but he won't respond to me. He responded to somebody today that responded to one of my tweets. He won't respond to my boxing challenge, dude.
Well, maybe because you're fit and you would destroy him.
I probably would lose. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm like not even 6 foot. This guy's like 6'5". He's
at least pushing
500
like
pounds,
250. Yeah, I mean,
250, dude. That's really generous. He's at least 350. Like, not even trying to joke. He's at least 350. He has to be pushing 400, I think.
That's horrendous.
Because he's 6'5". He's 6'5" and that big. Like, that's not like being 5'6" and fat. That's hard to do. Being 6'5" and that fat, that's difficult.
Yeah, that's a lot of excess food.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard about that. I heard him and basically 2 fat guys are going to fight, which it's never fun. You know, one of them's probably going to get so winded and pass out before they even get to it.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably a grift. Like, I don't think it's actually going to happen because I don't think that Review Tech USA ever actually accepted it.
Oh no, I saw a video today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he tagged Keemstar. And he's like, I'm down. And it's like a video.
Bro, there's no way. This is too good to be true, man. That's too good. Oh
yeah.
My God.
Look it up. He tagged Keemstar and he said, I'm in. And he posted a video of him at a Planet Fitness. And he was like, I'm down. And he tagged the court. He's like, I'm tagging Keemstar because I know Keemstar, or is that Keem? Is it that's how it
yeah, Keemstar.
He's like, he'll make it happen. So yeah, he absolutely tagged him. Like, yeah, that's happening. Or, well, at least on his end anyway. Now, I honestly don't think the quartering will go through.
Hell no. This dude can't even go to Tim Pool's podcast, man. He has too much anxiety to go to Tim Pool's show.
Yeah, he won't do that at all. I think there's a couple other people out there. I'm not going to name names, but like they'll have these big get-togethers, but yet they never show up. And it's like, man, it's probably because you're fat and you just don't want to be on camera from the neck down.
Yeah,
but
he's got
it's like you're afraid.
Like collar of his shirt.
Yeah, it's like
everything below.
It's like, oh, just from here down. It's like, yeah, don't.
I remember, dude. I don't want to keep talking shit about the guy, but it's funny. Like, so fuck it. I remember people, and I know the day's coming for me soon, eventually. So I hope this isn't too bad karma. But people used to make fun of him for being bald. And the dude swears to this day that he's not bald. The guy is bald, man. Like, I don't care what anybody says. He has little hairs on top of his head. But I remember he posted a picture, and it was like him, like from this angle that I'm looking at you right now. It was like him straight forward. And he was like, see, not bald. Because he had some hair right here, like covering the front of his head.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, show the top, bro. Show the top. But he would not show the top.
Are you talking about quartering?
Talking about the quartering, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure there's pictures of him in thin. Dude, I shave my head. I buzz everything because back when I was like 27, 28, it was thinning, and I was like, it was right before
in denial, man. Like,
no, right before. Well, I was right before I went to Korea for a deployment. And I was like, I'm just fucking shaving this shit. I was like, I'm not holding on to what little's left. Shaved it. Didn't have to deal with it really. It was so easy to manage over there. And then when I was done, I was just like, I'm keeping it this way. I was like, this is so easy. All I gotta do is whoop, and it's done. Yeah. Nah.
I know the day's gonna come for me eventually. So I'm just gonna, I don't know. Maybe I'll be rich by then and I'll get a transplant if I care enough. But
you know,
shave it.
It's the worst is when people try to hold on to it when they try to do the comb over.
Yeah, it looks so bad.
It's all you could see all the scalp here. You literally everyone just goes
yeah,
it's terrible, you know.
And like, dude, especially like if you're in shape, like if you go bald and you have muscles, like you look kind of cool.
Yeah, just you know, there's one dude. He's a YouTuber. I don't know his name, but he monetized it. Because he was like a model or whatever, and he was trying to hold on to it.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah,
you see, and then like he started making hats that said bald on it, and he made it like a fortune on that. Like he just, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, apparently he, oh dude, that's actually a good point. I just saw this trending. What do you think about Mr. Beast's buddy?
Oh shit! Yeah.
All that stuff. That's did you make any videos on that?
I did. Yeah, I made one.
That's bananas.
It's pretty gross.
How
Especially
do you,
like I feel bad for the kid.
Yeah, the kid and the wife. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that's absolutely bananas.
It's like
how do you destroy a family because of that? I don't know.
It's like so sudden. Like like all of a sudden he's just wearing crop tops and has long hair and shit. Like, and I mean, I'm sure his wife's probably gone. I mean,
oh yeah,
what do you do?
Pretty sure they're divorced now, and he left, and he's not has anything. But dude, it's not even that. It's like you didn't know or have any idea of this prior when you were making a child,
right?
Like, what are you talking about? And then here's Mr. Yeast.
Oh my god!
Oh, dear God!
Yeah, did you come up with that? Be honest. Be honest.
He probably didn't. Yeah, I'm not giving him credit. But my thing is, like, if you're gonna, here's how I look at it. If you're gonna do that, dude, they need to fully commit. Get the surgery, chop it all off, do it, commit 100%. Like, don't be halfway in the pool and halfway out. No, you need to, pull out the old tomahawk, scalp yourself, get it over with, commit 100%. Because you know what's gonna happen. He's either gonna backtrack one day, or then just go in a complete recluse hiding and
or
take the
toaster bath,
take the easy way out. Yeah.
Or I mean, dude, we're seeing like it's already extremely a high suicide rate for trans people.
Mm-hmm.
And then now like we're seeing like a bunch of mass shootings with people with pronouns in their bios and stuff. Like one of them was trans and had the whole manifesto or whatever it was called. And then they had the new one in Louisville.
Yep.
I don't think that was a trans person. I think they might have been gay, but they had pronouns in the bio. Like, when are we going to start taking this stuff as like a serious mental illness?
The family came out and said that they openly knew he had mental health issues, the one in Louisville.
There you go.
And they were like, he was working on it and everything. And apparently he got fired. But no, he did have the pronouns in the bio. He was an anti-Trumper, all that stuff. And he even said on his Instagram story, it was something about, like, our protests aren't doing enough and we need to stand more firm. He used something about a meme with Kylo Ren. Like, I know what I have to do, but so it's like, it's these lunatics, man, absolute lunatics. And again, it's a mental health issue. And I feel bad for people that are like that, but it's like also too, I feel like that whole LGTV community. That's what I call it now.
LGTV.
The LGTV community. They don't like. There's like they're ashamed to just be gay. Like just be gay. Like fine. You don't need to. Like it doesn't need to be Halloween every day, and we have to pretend. And then I don't know. It's just bananas.
It's also with the Mr. Beast guy. Like they've made fun of trans people a bunch in the past. Like that specific person has made fun of trans people in the past.
Did you see the video? Did you see? There was a video of him that I saw about him being an attack helicopter.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Bananas.
Like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Back
so it's
like things were more normal.
What happened in between then? Like that your mind shifted.
It's gonna sound crazy, man, but it might be the water. Might be the tap water. I don't drink tap water anymore, like at all. I drink glass bottled spring water. That's it.
Dude, I'm telling, we need to do like a conspiracy theory stream. We need to do it. Yeti
has entered the chat.
Yeti, you need to hold a stream on your channel so we can do something like that. Hell, I'll do it here if we want, as long as we title it that, and then we can get all down the road. I mean, we can go all down every rabbit hole, wherever.
Yeah, if we can pick like one conspiracy per stream, and we can all like research it, like do our own research. That'd be cool.
Yeah, chemtrails, all kinds of stuff we could talk about because that's interesting. But yeah, it's definitely food, water. Yeah, turn in the frogs.
Yeah, I said spring water. I get spring water. Trust me, I get the good water, man. No estrogen in my water.
Yeah, do bottle water. Yeah. Well, what's funny too is that in some states it's illegal to actually like create your own, like to salvage your own rainwater. It's illegal. Why would that be illegal? You know,
They want that estrogen water, man.
yeah. It's like, why would, and also too, how does a plant blow up and kill 18,000 cows? How does that just happen? A dairy farm.
Yeah, it's like yeah, man. I saw the line B. It was like they I forgot what they tweeted, but it was genius. It was like shocking twist and food factory doesn't explode or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this shit is getting wild and nobody cares. Like,
yep. I mean, it's happening all the time. All we're seeing warehouse after warehouse after, you know, and fertilizer is explosive. Don't get me wrong, but it's coincidental.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Like whenever the Ohio train derailment happened, it seemed like the stuff was happening, like popping up out of nowhere. Like it was train derailment after train derailment. In reality, I think it was a little bit over-reported because the one story blew up. Yeah. So I wonder if the same thing's happening with the food factories and the farms and everything. Like I wonder if this is being over-reported.
Well, I think when old Tucker Carlson did a report on it, he said that this is not common. Like the fact that this many factories all in like 1 year period of that magnitude had these type of incidents. Because yes, these factories do have like minor incidents, but the fact that they like on this level of like almost like the entire buildings are now inoperable, that's not normal. So
yeah, that one was crazy. The 18,000 cows one, that was a wild one.
Yeah, that's recent. That just happened a couple days ago. So, and remember that's not even that's the most recent one, but it hasn't been that long ago where we've seen other factories like that, like chickens, where thousands of chickens were killed. It's like a Tyson factory. And there was another one too, where I think it was also cattle that burned to the ground. And it's just like, it was like meat packaging or whatever. And it's just like, dude, what's going on? Yeah. Like this is nuts, but I don't know, man. It's wild, but yeah, Yeti, why don't you start working on something there? But Justin, what do you got? I mean, I know you do weekly videos. What about live
daily videos, man?
Or daily. I'm sorry. Are you live streaming regularly anymore, or are you just
nah?
It's kind of.
It's like it's such a big time commitment, and honestly, I'm like a huge LSU baseball fan. I wait for this season like all year. I wait for LSU baseball season, and they play like 5 nights out of the 7 nights a week, and I don't like missing any of the games. So it's tough to stream. Tonight they played early, so I got to come on here after. But yeah, it's tough to stream. I'll try to start streaming soon. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I like making videos, dude. Like making 2 videos a day. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is for sure. But yeah, well, if I'm ever streaming, you know, you're more than welcome to come on. Like I said, pop culture, or like I said, I could dedicate another stream and we talk about some stuff like this. I would
love to talk about that stuff. Like get deeper on that.
Yeah, we can do, because we can always start, like I said, on pop culture and on that, not just pop culture news, because I do like to cover that stuff on, but right now, like, for honestly, nothing's that exciting for me to like be positive about. So
that's what I was going to ask you that before we were done. Is there anything to actually be happy about? Also, if you have any like show recommendations, like you, Matt, or anybody in the chat, I need a new show to watch. I like sci-fi stuff, but I can't find anything good.
I've heard good things about Resident Alien. You would know the guy. I'm horrible with names, but I've heard Resident Alien's pretty good. I've watched Orville. Orville's really funny and enjoyable.
People tell me the Orville and they tell me the Expanse. Those are the 2 that I'm gonna try next. Is Orville? Is that related to Star Trek or no?
No, it's not at all. It's by Seth MacFarlane, the guy from Family Guy and American Dad. He's actually in it. And it's very similar to Star Trek, but it has serious elements, but it's also comedic and funny. It's a very enjoyable show. Like I thoroughly enjoyed season 1. I haven't watched season 2 and 3 yet because I'm gonna do the review. I keep saying that. Everyone who here's probably heard me say it's like, yeah, okay, but I'm gonna get it done sooner than later. But it is enjoyable. Now The Expanse, I tried
watching it. I tried to. I got like 3 episodes in and I gave up. But
yeah, and I heard like you got to get 5 or 6 in, and I'm like, I don't know. I hate that about a show.
Yeah.
Like when if I gotta get halfway through a season to start enjoying it, I'm like, But I did hear it gets really good. But then I also heard that the way it ended, it went a little south. So
I heard that as well.
So that was another thing. It's like Game of Thrones, for example. I know you didn't watch that. Game of Thrones could have been one of the best TV series of all time, but they screwed up the ending so bad. I would never recommend anyone watch it because it's like you got to go through that shit, and you're going to be so disappointed. So
I think you know what I think a major issue is that all these shows feel like they have to have some like amazing grand ending. Like sometimes you can just end the show. It doesn't have to be like this mind-boggling ending. Like sometimes like the story can just end. You know?
Have you ever seen The Sopranos?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
well, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, that pissed a lot of people off. I love that ending.
Yeah.
I love the way it ending because it's like, it's one of those, it's very simple. And you know what? We can have a full fucking stream for 2 hours talking about that ending,
arguing about
what I think and what you think, and everyone can just go. And that's, I think, is what makes a great show.
Yeah.
Plus, it's rewatchable. So,
yeah, I just finished The Leftovers. That's why I was talking about that. The Leftovers is a really good one where there wasn't like some mind-boggling ending to the show. It was just like, okay, the story is over now. And that's why, dude, people like the new Watchmen series is hated on and everything. As time went on, I like it less and less because I realized like the agendas that's being pushed in and all. But Damon Lindelof is the one that made that show. And I respect him a lot because he's always making things that people enjoy. Like people like the Watchmen show, people like The Leftovers. And the studios always want him to come back. But whenever he's done, he's like, no, I'm not. Like the Watchmen show was 1 season. They're like, please come back for a second. He's like, no, that story is over. Like The Leftovers is only 3 seasons. They were like, let's do another season. It's like, no, I'm done. That story's over.
See, I
More
like
people
that,
need to be like that.
Because then when you start to milk it for just a cash cow, that's when the story starts to lose its value because that's like, well, I don't have any. I'm just doing this for money, and it's a cash grab. Yeah, I've heard about the Tetris movie. No idea. I mean, I heard Air's really good too.
Oh, dude, I need to watch Air. Yeah,
I heard Air's very, very good. I just haven't went and seen it yet. The only Renfield comes out this weekend. I might try to see it.
That's horror, right? It's horror.
It's like comedic horror. It's Nicolas
horror,
Cage.
Nonetheless, I'm staying away.
I'll watch it. I'll let you know if it's like worth,
All right.
What's up, Raycor? Hope you're doing well, man. It's been a while. Glad you're able to stop in. But
Farscape, dude, tons of people tell me to watch that too. I'm gonna check that out.
I've never even heard of Farscape. I'll have to check that out.
It's like an older, 1999.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard Firefly is a good show from back in the day. I've heard Battlestar Galactica, like when they remade it in the 90s or whatever, or late 2000s or early 2000s, excuse me. I watched it was like a mini movie series first, like a 2-hour event kind of thing. Yeah. And then they made a series. The mini series was actually pretty cool. I never got into the show though, but so.
Sub count. Matt's sub count been going up.
Mine's been going up. Lately I've been kind of slacking on videos, so they haven't gone up as much, but no, I'm almost at the 2K mark, hopefully by I would say next month.
Is Raycor like a regular viewer of yours?
Yes, he's been with my channel for a long time. He's been he's one of the earliers that have been subbed to my channel for a very, very long time. So
shout out to you.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeti's catching up to me. Yeah, well, you've been putting out content. See what happens. So yeah, Raycor's been there. He's one of the OGs. Him and Celtic Gamer, a couple of others, man. They've been there for a long, long time. So, but yeah. So yeah, we definitely have to start. Like I said, I would love to do another stream, whether it be maybe every other week or something. We can just do either conspiratorial stuff. There's all kinds of stuff we could talk about. And I'm down. Even like I said, even if I spend our Thursday nights and I could switch it up and go to that, like I'm fine with it. If Yeti made that other channel, like he's talking about, we can do that there. But yeah.
I'm free a lot. Just that's boring stuff we could talk about another time. But Mondays and Wednesdays are just the only days I can't.
Mondays and Wednesdays?
Yeah, that's the only days I can't stream.
Okay. Yeah, I normally like to do Thursdays, and believe it or not, I'm surprised. My last stream, I just kind of did a very last minute stream on a Friday. I did fairly well, like for numbers wise. I'm surprised I had I had like 20.
Yeah, I think that that stream at the same time every week thing is a little bit overrated. Like I think it does help a little bit so that your regulars know when you're going to be live, but I think like in terms of the algorithm, I think it's a little bit overrated.
Yeah, and like I said, I was surprised hitting that with, and I was streaming during the time like you got FNT going on, you got a lot of, and I had more than I thought, and I was like, okay, cool, because believe it or not, and again, this is not a dig at anybody, this is just things that I have heard from audience of comments. So this is just what I've heard. A lot of people are getting tired of that stuff.
Bro, how could you not? I like it blows my mind. Like, how could you not get tired of that shit?
Yeah, it's just a lot of people are, and then too, from my understanding, because I haven't watched FNT in a long time, it's kind of changed. Like they're focusing on more like hardcore politics stuff versus like what they're like the geek culture, and a lot of their fans, that's what they're there for, right? They want to talk about like the really geeky stuff and the nerdy stuff, which I love that stuff too, but when you've solely focused on that for so long, and now you're starting to see a trend where you're bringing in like that Gavin McGinnis guy, or yeah, that was rough, or even honestly, even like having Chrissy Mayer as like a weekly person on your stream, like is she really part of this culture? No, she's just a fucking comedian. Yeah. It was funny when she was doing the the what's that G4 chick.
Oh yeah,
Frost stuff, like that was fine. But now having her as I don't know. But hey, that's their show, it's their thing. They're still pulling hell of numbers and having fun. So I'm not.
Did you see that? See the Brittany video on Just Pearly Things?
Did I see you cut out what?
The Brittany Venti video on Just Pearly Things?
No, I didn't even know she was on there.
No, she made a video exposing like Pearl. It's
really?
Funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Interesting.
I'm not a huge fan of Britney or anything, but I also hate Just Pearly Things. So
yeah, I know.
It was great to watch, dude. I love it.
So was it a legit like good? Like
it was, yeah.
It was okay.
She's like digging into her past and everything, how she totally contradicts like what she used to say in her videos now, just because she understands the grift, man. That's like it's very obvious.
Oh yeah. And hey, I listen. I remember I told you, and I was like, hey, remember Pearly Things? I mentioned, I was like, yeah, here's a good channel, and you said like, I don't know about that. You should watch it. So I started actually paying attention to, and I was like, oh man, dude, I've kind of fell for that. I was like, I was believing this shit at first, and it's like, wait a second. Because didn't she have a whole big thing with she just had a certain person on her channel. It's very controversial. And then didn't she apologize for having him on?
She deleted it and everything. Apparently she's going to repost it though, apparently.
But why? You've already lost.
Apparently she's being very ominous about everything, which I always think like she's probably not actually hiding anything. It's probably just she bitched out and deleted it. But apparently she's like, it's all going to come out. Like all the reasons behind everything is going to come out eventually. So we'll see.
Yeah, but when I hear that though, I'm like, well, why can't it just come out now?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Why are we waiting? What's going on? So
maybe there is a lawsuit or something. That's the only thing I could think of.
I don't know. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not like the biggest Venti fan at all. Like I don't really like all those channels personally. Nothing against her. I don't know her, right? Those channels to me just are not like, I don't know, man. I just feel like
what does she do? I don't even know what she does really.
I don't know. Like I think she just like
sits there like
comments on other people's shit, and it's like okay, cool. I don't know. I don't like Pearly Things, right? There's a couple things like you could tell like there's a grift there going on. Quartering same way, right? Like there's a grift there. I don't openly ever attack anyone for doing or go after people just because of what they do. So like for example, Venti to go after Pearly Things, right? Like why? Like I get it. I understand.
Well, the reason why I don't like Brittany Venti that much is because she's like really against like the red pill ideology. So she's done stuff on like Andrew Tate. Like she's done like an expose on Andrew Tate. So she's just moving on to Just Pearly Things. Like she's just trying to expose everybody in the red pill. I'm sure she's done everything on Fresh and Fit and all the other guys in there.
Well, what I'm saying too, like that's the thing, right? So they pick and choose people they don't like to expose, and that's hypocritical to me because like I guarantee there are some of her pals that you can.
You know what's funny?
Choose.
She's dating a red pillar. Like she's dating a red pill guy. Yeah, he was like, you know what MGTOW is? It's like men going their own way. It's like a hardcore black pill group of people who just totally like get women out of their life completely. And this guy was like, his name's Vegan Gains. He used to be like a hardcore MGTOWer. It's like preaching like all men to go their own way and everything. And now she's dating him.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like a lot of people in the like that are conservative and red pill or red pilled and all that, and they're very like conservative values. They're very close to like say Chrissy Mayer and Venti. They kind of try to all keep that in line with them, right? But then they do that like that one stream with like they have a bunch of porn stars on there, and I'm just like, what? Isn't that the biggest hypocritical thing? And like on the, you know what I mean? It's like it's just complete. It's so that's why like calling out other YouTubers and doing all that at that point. Like I know why you have had your beef with certain people. There's reason for that. That's not like you just sat there one day and were like, I don't like the quartering and here's why. Like it's like, no, there was reason for it. He started that. He was the one that. So hey, if someone comes after me, all bets are off. I'm gonna fucking fire back. But I'm not gonna sit there and make a video and be like, I don't like so and so, and here's why. Like, no.
Yeah, there's always like, whenever I do that, it's like a either because like they came out, or it's like I think something is actually harmful, or they're like harming a movement that I'm a part of or something. Like that's the only way that I'll try to expose people.
Yeah, it's usually they've warranted it, not just out of a sudden like, this person's getting a lot of clout. Let me call it out just because. It's like, look, if Pearly Things wants to do whatever, okay. Like if there's idiots out there, just like OnlyFans, if there's idiots out there willing to give them their money, dude, you're an idiot. Like you're dumb. So it is what it is. But no, I think we'll wrap it up. Like I said, we've been going for quite a while, man. It's 2 hours, and I know you didn't get here at the very beginning, but I appreciate you coming on, man, talking about Star Wars. Like I said, I didn't want to have anyone else Star Wars to talk about this because I really wanted to hear what your thoughts were. It's definitely funny and interesting. So thanks to the chat, everyone here, Candeezy, David, Yeti, all you guys for being here from earlier.
Yeti's just recruiting new viewers in your chat.
I know. He's doing, it's typical Yeti there. It's like, hey, subscribe to my stuff too, man.
Yeti, I showed up 4 minutes earlier than I said I would.
Yeah, he was actually on time. So we can't hold him to that. But you all have a good weekend. Like I said, for the members, I will be streaming Sunday morning. I'll post that in the chat, but we will be having that stream. Like I said, I will be getting some videos out and some other reviews. So thank you all for being here. Justin, again, thank you, my friend, for jumping on. If you haven't subscribed to Justin, please, his link's in the channel description below. Go subscribe, check out his videos. I love his stuff. Man, the not being on camera is working out, huh?
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really easy.
It works, man, because then you could just kind of, it's just like a podcast in a sense. Yeah. So works out a lot better.
Yeah, people don't care. Like I thought people would care, but they don't care. Dude, get this guy out of here, man.
Look at this dope. Look at this dope. Subscribe to Yeti so he can get another subscriber. Just don't watch his stuff. No, I'm kidding. All right, everyone. Thank you again, as always. Appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.
See ya.